jumped aboard this one. Why wouldn't you? This is gonna march field to it.
NCAA tournament game.
Somehow this is only November. We don't know how. Hall splits a pair. 18 and 10 for him. Timeout UCF. A minute 29 for Johnny Dawkins to talk it over with his team in triple overtime.
He's been, throughout the course of this game, showing that 2-3 zone. And then after a couple passes, they jump into man-to-man. It's been effective for them. We'll see what they're going to do defensively. Do they try to pick up and put a little more pressure on LSU's guards in the backcourt? Biggest thing for LSU is taking care of the basketball. Don't need to be in a hurry, but understand if they do end up pressuring, where are your outlets? Try to get the ball to the middle of the floor versus that press.
LSU and UCF in what has been one for the ages here at the Greenbrier. These two teams are nearly even from the field, from three. We've had 6 ties in overtime between the 3 overtimes. I mean, we're going on basically a whole other half of basketball now. Somehow these guys aren't tired. Inbound to Sears. Out there with Bailey, Miller, Cam Carter, and Reed for LSU. 3-point lead for the Tigers. 80 seconds left in triple overtime. Sears off the screen. Sizing up Hall. Gives him no room. Backtracks with 10 to shoot. And now Matt McMahon's going to call a timeout with 9 on the shot clock and a minute 8 to go.
And Coach Dawkins went zone back to man-to-man. They switched that ball screen. Sears was trying to force it in there to Jalen Reed, who had Jordan Ivy Curry on him. Coach McMahon didn't like how the floor looked, called his timeout. It's a good timeout by him.
We did just get word, by the way, UCF, first triple overtime game for them since January 14th of 2015 against Tulane, a game they won 103-100. If you look at the scoreboard right now, it may have to be something like that if they want to win it in triple overtime here. Well, here we are. Jack Benjamin, Matt McCall. This has been everything we wanted and then some. Can you say 3 overtimes? It doesn't get better.
3 overtimes doesn't get any better than this. We said we didn't want to leave the Greenbrier Tip-Off Classic. We didn't want to leave the Greenbrier. We'll get another round of golf in tomorrow.
Connors Miller!
Victorious!
Over the top of Williams! An emphatic flush. Ivy Curry flips it up and in. That is going to be a big-time highlight later. Wow. About a 24-second game clock, shot clock difference. Jordan Sears and LSU up by 3. Trying to put this game on ice. Sears double comes. It's Miller knifing inside. Lefty scoop, he put it in. Victorious Miller has taken over in triple overtime. Ivy Curry, no. Rebound tip to Sears. LSU with an open floor, and Sears will flush it down.
Victorious Miller, the freshman, as Keyshawn Hall with the and one. Keyshawn Hall says not so fast.
How about this?
Victorious, just off the cut, plays off 2 feet. What a finish. The game changed in the second half for LSU when Victorious Miller came in the game, and he continues to make high level plays for his basketball team.
Hall converts the 3-point play to make it a 4-point game with 11.4. We're not done yet, by the way. Crazier things have happened, especially with what we've seen today. In a game where we have seen just about everything. 106-102. How did he get this to the rim?
Young players watching this game Watch what Victorious Miller always does when he gets in the lane. He plays off 2 feet, which allows him to get bumped, hit, and make those types of plays. I thought maybe Jordan Sears was going to throw this one off the backboard so we could see Victorious take off again.
I was thinking about it too, and I think he wanted to get a flush in. I don't know how many dunks he's gotten in his college career. We'll give him credit for that one. So LSU from 20 down, up by 4 in triple overtime. Now you still got to inbound the ball cleanly, and you got to make your free throws. Bailey looking, has Sears. That's the guy you want to have the ball in his hands. And Ivy Curry, a hard foul. It'll be his 4th, and Sears will go to the line where he's 2 for 3 tonight.
And if you're UCF, assuming Sears can go to the line and make this a 6-point game, they came out and they played inspired, but you have to give LSU a ton of credit for making the adjustments at halftime, how they played offensively, more movement, but really turning up the heat on the defensive end of the floor.
Tell you what, this game could be over already if LSU had made their free throws. It's still 4. Sears got the second, so he's got 25. It's his 17th career game of 25 or more points. And there is Governor Jim Justice and his Bulldog Baby Dog. He's got the Wisconsin jersey ready to go for later.
Nice comfy seat for that Bulldog. He's going to put the Wisconsin jersey on. I don't know if Pittsburgh fans are going to like that. Pittsburgh fans standing behind the dog, they're kind of shaking his head.
Maybe they'll like that. Maybe one of those split jerseys is coming on the way. They're waiting for the pit one to arrive. Well, he is an enormous basketball fan. He was a long-time high school basketball coach, won a high school championship as the head coach at Greenbrier East High School on the girls' side. Meanwhile, 10.8, UCF is down 5. Are you going 3 right away at this point?
Got to go quick. You got to go quick, 3 or 2. I mean, this basketball has got to be flown up the floor. Try to get yourself in the lane. If something opens up where you can penetrate and pass, go ahead and take it. But you've got 0 time to waste.
Coleman will inbound with 10.8. UCF's got to go quick. Into the hands of Johnson. He'll hoist up a 3. Left it short. Ball bounces away. Carter has it. LSU can dribble out the clock, and Carter will finish with a flourish. A windmill jam. Players not too happy on each side, and we're going to have some talking afterwards too, but LSU rallies from 20 down to win 109-102 in triple overtime here at the Greenbrier. What a comeback by the Tigers.
What a bounce back by LSU to come back down the way they were, to continue to battle, to continue to fight. But UCF played this game inspired. They showed what they can be. They get 100% healthy. This UCF Knight team is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the Big 12.
Jalen Reed, second career double-double, 21 and 13, 25 for Sears, a season high. He was sensational with 6 3-pointers. As we look at our updated bracket, LSU wins it in 3 overtimes, and that wasn't even supposed to be the headliner. 19th ranked Wisconsin and Pitt, both 6-0, is coming up next. And yes, somehow they've got to follow this.
Tell you one thing, Jack Benjamin, it's not going to be easy because that was a lot of fun.
Incredible game, incredible atmosphere. For Matt McCall, our entire crew, producer John Graff, statman John Butera, Jack Benjamin saying so long from the Greenbrier tip-off. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
Children in Ukraine urgently need our help. Conflict is putting millions of children and their families in immediate danger. UNICEF is working around the clock to keep children safe, and will keep doing that as long as they need us. but we need your help to ramp up our effort. UNICEF is there for the children of Ukraine, providing clean water, emergency supplies, and a safe place to rest and play. Learn more at unicefusa.org/Ukraine and help show families in Ukraine they are not alone.
If you served, we want you to get the health care and benefits you earned. We want you to come to VA.
There's never been a better time to apply. Under a new law called the PACT Act, we've expanded VA care and benefits to millions of people who served and their survivors.
No matter where you served or how long you served, check out va.gov/PACT to learn more about what VA can do for you and your family. Come to VA.
We now join this program, already in progress.
And as UConn seeks to become the first team to repeat as national champion since Florida 17 years ago, Danny Hurley continues to build his own legacy in stores, but it's another Hurley that has proved to be just as valuable.
The champs are here! Having Andrew there was really important for me personally and my ability to stay focused because he helped me a lot to stay on track.
You see the coach's kids on the team and you just assume he's on the team because of the coach, but this wasn't the case with Andrew. I mean, he was able to connect with everybody so well and he had such a good relationship with everybody on the team that it was so easy to talk to him.
Andrew'd start just by going 3 guys, 2 balls, or 4 guys, 3 balls, so whoever's not shooting over there.
I think I just kind of picked here just because I knew just the way my father is, the program, the things that it teaches you, and you know, we're always working, we're always trying to get better no matter what we do.
Just have Donovan alternate in with Sampson over there with Apostles. He was great in terms of relationship building and chemistry with the team because he was beloved by his teammates and, you know, he didn't have an ounce of entitlement in him. And people pick up on that, and that's why the fans loved him so much.
What Andrew brought to the team was just a brain you can pick, a friend you can lean on at any time. His importance does not go unnoticed.
Stop kicking your foot up. Why would you kick? If I tell you don't kick your foot up, why do you kick it up more? To taunt me? Little bit? Little bit? Little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit.
Coach, Connecticut took over New York City the last couple of weekends, but now you're shipping up to Boston. How you feeling?
We talked about it since we won it last year. We want to go Brooklyn to Boston, and then from Boston to Phoenix. So, and here we go. Here's the start of Boston to Phoenix. Let's go.
It's the East Regional semifinal, the Sweet 16 from TD Garden in Boston. Number 1 UConn, number 5 San Diego State.
Hey, let's go get number 34. Let's punch our ticket to the Elite 8. 40 minutes of everything you got inside of you right now, right? And our identity to max, and we're back here. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, man. Let's go. Everything on 3. 1, 2, 3. Everything. Let's go.
Spencer nowhere to go, backs away, and he'll fire a jumper and knock it down.
San Diego State was a great team. You know, they were obviously in the national championship the year before, so, you know, we knew we had to bring our A game.
And fade away by Spencer. Good. That's a big-time shot by the smooth operator.
Obviously, the guards, they showed out for us. Tristan, Steph, Cam, they really led the way for us, and they really took advantage of their matchups.
On the alley-oop, it's Castle. Steph stormed the castle.
We brought our best game that game.
Spencer turns and fires it to 3. Got it! Oh, baby! UConn roars into the Elite 8.
My wife, Andrea, who never gets enough TV time, by the way, it's always others. She's got to get the hand washer going to get these Dragon underwear clean for a quick turnaround.
If we win the first game and there's a second game in the same location, we have to clean the underwear. The lucky socks. This guy's been going for years and years and years. And here they are, the dirty Dragon underwears. They have a lot of wins in them, though. So in they go.
Coach is very big with his superstitions.
Everyone knows about the underwear situation, and then there's some other crazy ones, too.
Coach Hurley's superstitions are crazy. Like, he's eating M&Ms, picking out colors. Like, are you kidding me?
You hang the undies in here, like this. You zip her up, like that. And then you press the button, and 2 hours later, they're ready for another win.
Some of the superstitions, obviously, they carry over. You know, the underwear, the socks, M&Ms, yes, saging the home courts, the holy water in the critical spots, the free throw line, the left corner.
Yes, I'm superstitious. I need my lucky hat.
If you were inside our locker room before a game, you could see how superstitious Coach Hurley is. He's writing the same thing for the last 15 games that we won. So it got to the point where he's just superstitious, writing what's on the whiteboard. If it works, I mean, go for it. So, you know.
I ended up making a demonstration in a drill, and the bottom of the shoe popped. So my reaction, obviously, was to take that shoe off and to throw it. And it landed somewhere on the basket stanchion. And then we played incredible, went all the way and won the championship. So that shoe just stays there now. That shoe has not moved since that practice. But that shoe will stay there maybe forever. Whenever you hear the opponent going into a game saying, we've played a lot of teams that are as good as UConn, we felt like that those teams were lying to themselves.
Let's go. Let's go. Everything on three. 1, 2, 3. Rejected. Castle down low, clinging. Catch. Dunk. Oh, the big man romping. Rebound Spencer. He's in the paint. He floats it in. Illinois got to stop the bleeding.
30-0 run. I don't think any of us actually knew that how much it was.
He gets it to Carabin. Oh, Carabin dunked it, and he's fouled.
To be completely honest, I had no idea we were on a 30-0 run.
The baseline spins on Coleman Hawkins and stuffs it in right-handed. And so it's on to the Final Four. Let's go to Glendale.
I think that gave us the confidence to where we knew we were the best team in this tournament. We knew, like, if we do what we're supposed to do, we should be able to win this tournament.
What would you pay for an iPad Pro? I only paid $42 on Deal Dash.
DealDash.com. Online auction since 2009. This PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. And this smart charcoal grill sold for $16. And this Nintendo Switch sold for less than $20. Deals like these and many more happen in the thousands of daily auctions on DealDash.com. All auctions start at $0. And remember, everything must go.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56. I got this barbecue smoker for $26.
And you get a 90-day money-back guarantee with your first purchase.
This brand new iPhone sold for less than $42. And this DJI drone sold for less than $21.
And I got it for $16 on Deal Dash.
And shipping is always free.
Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save.
There are auctions going on right now. So what are you waiting for?
Whoa, now that's a smooth shave. You might think these guys had to pay top dollar for a shave that smooth. But they just used Harry's. With 5 blades that stay sharp, shave after shave, a lubricating strip with aloe, a flex hinge, and a trimmer blade, it's hard to believe refills start at just $2, half of what the other guys charge. Shaving with Harry's isn't pricey. It's just very, very, very smooth. Wake up to Harry's. Get your trial set for just $7 at harrys.com/smooth.
When we finally got to Phoenix, it was like, we're here. We're where we're supposed to be. This is what we've talked about all year. This is what we work for.
We were just playing at a high level, playing for one another, and that's why we were special.
Come on, do what we do. Put the work in.
I think the reason that we were so confident was because of the work that we put in every day. We treated every day like it was a national championship game, and that's the intensity that we brought every day in practice, and when you step out on the court, it becomes second nature.
I would say you'd rather not play Nate or anyone that you're close to maybe in the first round of the tournament, but this one I think I'm excited to to compete against a friend in such a big spot. I've had a long relationship with Nate, and we have a lot in common as former high school coaches and coaches that have really had to kind of work their way up the coaching ladder here.
11 years ago I was coaching high school basketball and just getting to know the Hurley brothers pretty well. It's ironic that my first Final Four that I make, the first one Alabama makes, but coaching against Danny Hurley, it's kind of funny how it comes full circle, but it'd be nice if I wasn't having to play against Danny's team because it's a pretty good team.
UConn in the Final Four against Alabama. The winner gets Purdue on Monday night.
I would say the toughest game we had was definitely Alabama because their pace and their guard play was so good.
Nelson, a long three, good. 3-0 Alabama. And Castle hits. Castle delivers a triple to tie the game at 3.
They were a very dangerous team, probably the best offensive team we played this past year with the three-point shooting and their pace. And we knew it would be, one of our most challenging games of the season.
Klingon back to the basket, kicks back to Spencer. He drives to the basket, he puts it up and in. UConn leads 40-35, and that ends the half. UConn 44-40 at halftime.
A decent start, a bad 6 or 7 minute stretch, and then a decent close to the half.
The attempts aren't bad, right? We got their attempts down to 11. We just got to make them miss. You know what I'm saying? We got to climb into them a little bit more, close out to a touch just a little bit more. Just got to get a little bit grittier defensively. Just a little bit grittier defensively, and we'll break this thing open.
We were up 5 at halftime against Illinois. It's a 4-point game. Got nothing to be concerned about.
Let's go! We're not entitled to blow people out. Just take care of the next war.
Let's go. Everything on 3. 1, 2, 3. Everything. Let's go. White, go.
They were a very skilled team that played very fast, shot a lot of threes, and played well. But really, we were so confident going into every game that we really didn't have that fear of losing.
Here's Newton on a pick and roll to Castle, and he lays it in. And UConn leads 46-40. Newton quickly ahead to Caravan, steps into a 3. Alex, good! Alex Caravan knocks down a triple. And now they go alley-oop, and a dunk by Castle. And UConn now starting to roll.
Each team that we played this year had a breaking point, and I give Alabama a lot of credit because their breaking point probably didn't come until the last 5 or 10 minutes of the game. They were worthy opponent.
Playing in Rip City, Redux. UConn wins it 86-72.
Great job, guys. Way to go.
We didn't come here for this. Well, we did kind of come here for this, but I came here to get this last one. Let's go.
I got this mountain bike for only $11.
DealDash.com. Online auctions since 2009.
I got these 3 suitcases for less than $40.
I got these Bluetooth headphones for $20 at DealDash.com.
If you're not using DealDash.com, you don't know what you're missing.
DealDash.com. Join thousands of daily auctions. Believe it or not, someone got a brand new Nintendo Switch for only $18 on DealDash.com. Here's how. Every auction starts at $0 with no reserve. Each bid raises the price by just 1 cent and resets a 9-second countdown. To join our auctions, you'll need bid credits, which you buy before joining the auctions. The winner of the Nintendo Switch bid against 27 other bidders. And with the bid at $11.34, they were the highest bidder when the timer hit 0 and won the auction. The winner had placed a total of 31 bids in the auction, using 31 bid credits. Including the cost of the bid credits and our free shipping, the final price was only $18.
What would you pay for an iPad Pro? I only paid $42 on Deal Dash.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56. I got this barbecue smoker for 26 bucks.
If you want to find great deals on great items, go to DealDash.com.
That's DealDash.com. Get started today and join auctions like these. This brand new PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. And this iPhone sold for less than $42 on DealDash.com.
And you get a 90-day money-back guarantee with your first purchase.
I got the San Marino Red Honda Accord Sport on DealDash.com. When shopping on DealDash.com, shipping is always free.
Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save. That's DealDash.com. Join today.
There are auctions going on right now. So what are you waiting for?
So without further ado, on behalf of the entire Atlanta Tip-Off Club organization, it's my pleasure to present the 2024 Jersey Mike's Naismith Trophy, symbol of the most outstanding college basketball player, to Zach Edey, Purdue University.
With Zach Edey, it's a unique matchup, and they use him in a much, much different way. So it's going to be a heck of a challenge for our whole team because it's going to have to take a team effort to try to slow him down a little bit.
I'm proud to announce that the 2024 Warner Ladder Naismith Men's College Coach of the Year is Dan Hurley, University of Connecticut.
You know, obviously, it's an incredible honor. You know, for me, 15 years ago, I was a high school coach. I never would imagine that my coaching life would go down this path. Just keep thinking about Zach Edey.
75,000 fans filled State Farm Stadium on Saturday to watch UConn and Purdue advance to the NCAA championship game. And it'll be electric again here tonight. Will it be Purdue for the first time, or will UConn repeat and make it 6 overall?
Having Matt Painter, who's one of the best coaches in the country and one of the most dominant players in recent history in college basketball, and Zach Edey, and a program that was having an incredible season. It was clearly the two best teams in the country got a chance to settle it on Monday night.
All right, we're all set for the opening tip, and it's won by Edey. Smith can't get the shot up. He dumps it down low, and carving out some space and putting it up and in is Trey Kaufman-Renn. Castle fires right to Spencer. Long three by Cam is good, and UConn leads 3-2. Edey, power move, step in, hook shot good. Spencer dribbles into the paint, ducks underneath, hands to Klingon, who dunks.
We watched Purdue pretty much the entire year just because everyone compared us to them. So really, we knew how good of a team we were. We respected them, but we knew how strong our game plan was. And if Edey scored 37 points, we were fine with that as long as no one else scored.
In the national championship, you're just focused on making winning plays. You're not focused on shots going. You're really just focused on whatever it takes to get the job done. That was my mindset, and I think that's what our team's mindset was all along.
And in your corner, it's DR for three. Got it! And the Junkyard Dog has made an appearance. Newton spins. He gives to Klingon. Jump hook by Klingon. Drops it in. That's a big shot. They'll throw it up at the buzzer. Won't go in. UConn goes to the locker room leading 36-30.
I like the pace that we're forcing them to play at. We just have to stay into them. These guys are taking a bunch of mid-range shots. They've attempted 2 3-point shots in this half right here, which is absolutely perfect. And one of them was with 2 seconds on the shot clock, and the other one we can block. Okay? So we're doing a perfect job. All right, everything we got, guys.
Let's go, everything on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome back to State Farm Stadium, where more people than have ever watched a final game are on hand. 74,423 jammed into this place.
I feel like our coaching staff really had us prepared for that game. And like our game plan, it was really precise, really calculated. And I mean, you saw the result, it worked out.
Edey, low post left of the lane. He spins to his left, missed the shot. Kicks back outside of Newton. He tries a three, got it. Kierman up the high screen, into the paint, dumps right. Castle three, Castle good. And the Huskies just working it. Klingon lays it in left-handed on the reversal. And that'll do it. The final will be 75-60. And UConn, made for March? Yes, indeed. Made for April? Yes, sir. And in the mix for 6, you bet. Now they've got 6. The Huskies are 6-time national champions.
Back-to-back. 2 in a row. Number 6. Go Huskies.
You grow up dreaming of winning a national championship, and then to hear the final buzzer go off and know that you got that job done was pretty special.
The feeling of winning is just amazing. What we've done the past 2 years, everything came to fruition at the end. It was a feeling of satisfaction.
We just went back-to-back national champions, and the group of players, coaches that have done that is such a small group.
Along the Allegheny Mountains, we welcome you to White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia for the championship game of the Greenbrier tip-off with a battle of the unbeatens as the 19th ranked Wisconsin Badgers out of the Big Ten take on the Pitt Panthers out of the ACC. Well, Pitt used a strong second-half surge to get by LSU in the semis. Wisconsin a wire-to-wire winner over UCF to set up today's title game. LSU a 3-overtime winner over UCF in the third-place game earlier. He's the former head coach at UMass at Chattanooga, Matt McCall. Jack Benjamin with you. We welcome you inside historic Colonial Hall. Simply put, as a college basketball fan, doesn't get a lot better than 2 unbeatens in a November game that has a March feel.
Oh, there's 100% absolutely a March feel. You're talking about 2 of the best offenses in the entire country. Pittsburgh comes in, the 28th ranked offense in the country, getting 86 points per game. How about the Badgers and how good have they been? 17th ranked offense in the country, getting 88 points per game.
And it's been led by one of their backcourt players. John Blackwell has been sensational this sophomore season.
I don't even think he broke a sweat the other night. One of the best freshmen in all the Big Ten last year, picking up where he left off this season. Second on the team in scoring and assists, shooting over 40% from behind the three-point line. He's a big reason why this team is so efficient on the offensive end of the floor.
But it wasn't just him Friday versus UCF. Very balanced. John Tonje came in averaging about 23 per. He had 15. Nolan Winter, first career double-double. And Kamari McGee, most points as a Badger with 14. Pitt, meanwhile, perfect on the season in large part due to the point guard play of sophomore Jalen Lowe, who can do it all.
And what didn't this guy do the other night? Played all but 25 seconds in their win over LSU. It's his poise when the ball is in his hands. It's his decision-making when he's in picking rolls, attacking not only to score, but to set up his teammates. Terrific at changing speeds and changing directions.
It has been a long time since Pitt knocked off a ranked opponent in the regular season in non-conference play. You got to go all the way back to 2007 versus Duke at MSG when LaVance Fields drilled a three-pointer. 8 straight losses since. Last meeting between these two was in the 2016 NCAA tournament. They combined for 90. It might be first to 90 today. Tip-off is next.
Old Trapper Beefs. One-upping.
I'm a big Old Trapper fan. Not bigger than me. I love Old Trapper. I love how tender it is. Don't forget the wood smoke flavor.
What about the clear bag?
That shows you exactly what you're getting. Savory beef. Quality ingredients. I'm their biggest fan.
Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Will you sign my bag and my tattoo?
Deck the halls with boughs of holly.
Is your cat too cool for the holidays? Gift him Temptations Creamy Puree.
We're Mizuho. Sound familiar? Financing the aluminum giant building better homes? Mizuho was there. The merger of 2 logistics titans? Also us. Anywhere an industrials company needs a corporate and investment bank, we're there. Mizuho Americas.
With Harry's, you get a smooth shave at a great price. Because you get all of this for as low as $2 per refill. Half of what the other guys charge. Wake up to Harry's. Get your trial set for just $7 at harrys.com/smooth.
Great days start with great underwear. So if you're looking for something special, give Tommy John and gift a better day. Everything we make is meticulously crafted from breathable stretch fabric for the perfect fit, including our sleepwear for him and her. It feels good to give, but it feels great to give Tommy John. Find something for everyone and pick up something for yourself. Because at Tommy John, greatness is in our very fabric. Go to TommyJohn.com now for up to 40% off site-wide.
Hello? Hi, I'm Gemini.
Hi.
How can I help you?
So I just talk?
Yes, but normal.
We can have a conversation about anything you like.
Anything?
Try looking for a small round bolt somewhere on the oil pan.
Got it.
Does the child seem ready for bedtime? No.
And then I looked down and I had spaghetti fingers.
Well, in dreams, noodles can sometimes represent creativity. Have you had
Shop Pixel's best holiday deals at googlestore.com.
Well, here at the Greenbrier, they have been known for a long time for their championship golf courses, among the best in America. We've got a great matchup on the hardwood today. Our O'Reilly Auto Parts, keys to the game between Pitt and Wisconsin.
Well, we talked about these two teams offensively. Both do a great job of getting to the free throw line, so that's a really important stat to pay attention to. Who gets to the line more? But for Pittsburgh, guarding this offense, this ball screen continuity, you have to be disciplined on the defensive end of the floor, and Wisconsin's got to make a decision. What are we doing with Jalen Lowe in pick and rolls? We can't just let him come off these ball screens and pick us apart.
Hey, look at our starting lineups. John Tonje has been one of the most impactful transfers in America, averaging north of 21 per game. They're still waiting to get Klesmit going. Blackwell has been terrific as a sophomore Crown winner in the front court. Lowe and Leggett, we have talked about a bunch. They need Dunn to get going for Pitt. And in the front court of Diaz Graham and Cam Corn, who's been tremendous. What a crowd we've got on hand here at the Greenbrier. A much closer trip for Pitt than Wisconsin, but you know the Badgers travel very well.
We got some energy in the building. This has got a March Madness feel to it, NCAA tournament game. I think you'll see both these teams in the big dance come March, but excited for this one today.
This should be an absolute blast. Wisconsin seeking its first 7-0 start since the 2014-2015 season when, yes, they made the national title game. But of their 4 losses, 2 of those came against Jeff Capel's Duke team when he was an associate head coach under Mike Krzyzewski. And, yeah, we've got a malfunction on the clock.
I think LSU and UCF shot the shot clock out based on that triple overtime game. I don't think probably had to work too much in our first matchup. These two teams, they've been waiting a long time to play this game with that triple overtime game in front of them.
I was going to tell you, they've been waiting a long time to match up again since 2016 when they combined for 90 points. I mentioned this earlier. It was a 47-43 Wisconsin win. I think you and I would be surprised if we're not near that kind of score at halftime.
No question about it with these two high-powered, efficient offenses. I'm anxious to see early on in this game Damian Dunn battled foul trouble the entire game. Their last time out, 13 points per game, 53% from the three-point line. Just never got into a flow, never got into a rhythm because of those fouls.
Now we look at our Papatui coach's profile. Greg Gard, 10th season as Wisconsin's head coach, 9th in a full capacity, 4th most wins in school history. What a job he's done. Of course, he's been at the school for 24 years, a long time with his mentor, Bo Ryan, and Jeff Capel. What a turnaround it has been at Pitt. Back-to-back 20-win seasons. 4th most wins in the ACC over the last couple of years, the Pitt Panthers.
And really walked into a very challenging situation to get this program back to the level that it's at, back to playing the level that they were playing. Is really impressive what Coach Capel's been able to do.
Well, there is Bucky, ready to roll as always. Always a factor wherever the Badgers are playing.
We need Bucky to help fix the shot clock here.
I was going to say, whoever has knowledge of the situation, come help. We'll give you a free round of golf. No, I'm just kidding. I don't stand by that at all. Please don't hold me to that.
You did have a nice time on the course yesterday, though, despite the cold.
I did. Beautiful place.
The old white course?
The old white course, a lot of history.
Now, for those of you who are maybe just tuning in or checking out the Greenbrier tip-off, White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia, again, we're along the Allegheny Mountains. This place opened in 1778, a National Historic Landmark. We're talking about a place that has hosted 28 U.S. presidents. It is special. Now, basketball, not as long of a history here, but of course, this kind of event has been pretty awesome over the last couple days, and now we're getting the two coaches discussing with the officiating crew.
I would assume they're asking both these guys if they feel comfortable playing with just one shot clock. That would be my guess.
I was going to ask you if it's going to be like youth ball, where they put a clock on the side of the court and have to do it that way manually.
I think everybody on both benches just has to be aware.
Well, Wisconsin, you look at their 6-0 start, and one thing jumps out. The scoring is up. No longer is the swing offense that you grew accustomed to. This isn't your same old Wisconsin. Greg Gard has changed things. First time in school history they've scored 79+ in their first half dozen games.
Well, it's just more pace. They're playing at a faster pace. They come down the floor. The ball changes sides of the floor. Great ball movement, player movement. It's a much faster pace.
And meanwhile, for Pitt, they have been explosive offensively as well, fourth in the ACC in scoring. Only 74 points against LSU in their win on Friday, but they were dominant coming out of the halftime locker room. They've put up 90+ on a couple occasions, and they have proven they can score with anybody in America with the dominant backcourt they have.
So referees came over. They said because one shot clock's not working, they got to cut the other one off. And the PA announcer will call 15. He'll call 10 on the shot clock. And when it gets down to 5, he'll call 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now, in your career coaching, playing, have you seen something like this?
I've never seen that.
I've seen shot clocks break, but
it makes sense what they're trying to do. Because, look, both these coaches, both these teams, they want to play this game. They've been waiting a long time. They want this ball tipped up in the air and start competing.
Well, Pitt was picked to finish 7th in the ACC preseason poll. They have outdone their expectations nearly every single year. Actually, they have done every single year pretty much under Jeff Capel. And I'll tell you what, this does not look like a 7th place ACC team.
This
right now.
is not the 7th best team in the ACC at all. Not with this backcourt. Corin, who they added in the transfer portal, up front in the front court. This is I look at the ACC right now, and obviously Duke is having a terrific season with all the young talent that they brought in, but Pittsburgh's going to be right there.
You can see that 2022-2023 season. That's when Jeff Capel brought them back to their first NCAA tournament since 2016. It was a long process to get this program back to where it was, and of course, 11 tournaments in 13 years under Jamie Dixon. It's a program that went to 13 straight, actually 12 NCAA tournaments in 13 seasons over a stretch of time as well, and still getting our clock issues worked out. I don't think you're kidding when you say that the 3 overtime game earlier might have broken the system. So many buttons had to be pressed. If you're just tuning in, LSU and UCF just wouldn't stop playing earlier. And Damian Dunn is a key piece for Pitt. You can see what he did Friday against LSU versus his season averages coming in. Transfer from Houston, key part of this backcourt.
Key, 23 points in their big win over West Virginia. He has played in 109 career games. When he was at Temple, 3rd team all ACC, just a guy that's played in a lot of college basketball games that never really could get into the flow of the game. Look for Pittsburgh to try to get him going early today.
If you're looking for reasons why this team has been so effective to start the year, this is a guy who was at Temple and a star for 4 years, transfers to Houston, learns how to win, play defense under Kelvin Sampson, and looks like we are getting close to ready to go. Now there is one shot clock up. Well, it was a little fake out there. And there's John Tonje as he gets ready to go. talk about the best transfers in America. Hard to find someone who's been better than this guy coming over from Missouri. Now, it was a shortened season by a foot injury a year ago. We talked to Greg Gard about him. He knew he had proven himself at Colorado State on a very good program in the Mountain West.
Said he didn't even watch any film from Missouri. He just watched his film at Colorado State. 41 points in that game against Arizona. Huge win, 21 of 22 from the free throw line. And I think we're finally going to tip this one up.
Second most points in Wisconsin basketball history in a game, only 2 behind Frank Kaminsky. Our officiating crew, who have been very busy before the ball has even been tipped. Earl Watson, Vladimir Vorotado, and Tim Comer.
Veteran officiating crew. If anybody can handle it, it's this crew.
This is an NCAA tournament type officiating crew for an NCAA tournament type game in November. Corrin and Stephen Crowell, the jump center. Wisconsin in their Cardinal jerseys, Pitt in the whites. 6-0 versus 6-0. Someone's walking away, still unbeaten, and with a championship belt. And did they say that Corrin stole the tip? Let's see. And we saw a foul yesterday on a jump ball. All right, let's try it again. And now officially away we go. Been a long time coming. Wisconsin and Pitt for the first time since 2016. Blackwell backing in on Ish Leggett. Blackwell has just been sensational to start his sophomore season, but he dribbled that one out of bounds. Ball to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, baseline drive there. Every time you have a baseline drive, got to get spots occupied on the floor. Really had no outlet. Nobody in that dunker spot to dump the ball off to.
Pitt off a 74-63 win over LSU in the semis on Friday. Best start since Jeff Capel's first season in 2018-2019. This is Damian Dunn working on Tanjay. Flipped it up, it's short. Rebound Crowd.
You could tell Pittsburgh's going to try to get him going early in this game. The first action they run directly at him, just couldn't get the basket to go.
Wisconsin posts up Nolan Winter. Backing down on Guillermo Diaz-Graham. Max Klesman has struggled to shoot the ball late. Great time, though, to Crowell for the flush in the first 2 points.
And talk about getting into the flow of the game. Crowell's another guy the other night that was in some foul trouble as well. He's one of the more unique players in the country. Leads his team in assists. We'll talk about him a lot in this broadcast.
Fifth-year senior from Eagan, Minnesota. 111th career start here today, all in a row. Leggett. And Pitt has begun 0 of 2 from the field. Wisconsin, meanwhile, picked to finish in a tie for 12th in the Big Ten in the preseason poll. You can say they took that personally with the start they've had. They back it out to Tanjay. Shot clock dips inside of 10. Winter hoists a 3. We saw him make one the other day, but I think Pitt will live with him shooting that.
No question about it.
Jalen Lowe, one of the best point guards in America, if you haven't heard of him. And if you haven't heard of him, you don't watch college basketball. Damian Dunn cut off. Gets it back from Corrin. Navigates in the lane. Lowe tries a triple. Rebound Winter. And Dunn is down in pain, holding on to his left leg. 5 on 4 for Wisconsin. Klesman off on a triple. And that's out of bounds. And now the concern goes to Damian Dunn. Holding that left foot ankle area. Another look.
Pops off that left foot. I think he just kind of lands awkwardly, rolled his ankle.
Yeah, he didn't land on anyone.
Didn't step on anybody.
He's from Kinston, North Carolina. He starred at Meadow Creek High School in Georgia for a year after beginning at Kinston High School, where he's one of their all-time leading scorers. Battled injuries at times in his career. Not a good sign for Pitt. We'll take a quick break here at the Greenbrier. Actually, stick around. So Dunn is going to be helped off the court. The trainer is Daniel Anthony for Pitt. And boy, you just hate to see something like this. It means Zach Austin's going to check in. You know, Dunn's a guy, partner, we talked about this a little bit Friday. When he was at Temple, he lost his freshman season due to a foot injury and only played in 1 game there. So he really was like a redshirt freshman the following year when he was dominant. But boy, that is a really tough sign for the Panthers.
No question. Zach Austin the other night when Dunn was in foul trouble did give them some great minutes.
Diaz-Graham Off on a triple. Rebound to Lowe. Going to be a key tonight. Who can rebound better?
15.
It's Corin. Backdoor for Austin, and he jams on the reverse to ties it 2.
Zach Austin right on cue. Normally we're talking about the impact he has on the defensive end of the floor, but they find him on a backup for the reverse flush.
And these are 2 of the better passing teams in America, too. And that's something to watch. Klesman in the lane. Tanjay for 3. And Leggett, a strong rebound in traffic. 1 and done, Wisconsin. Jalen Lowe, career high 22 points on Friday to go with 8 rebounds and 6 dimes. Leggett, who comes in as their leading scorer, putting in more than 18 per. Corin in the mid-range, and he banked it in. Well, I guess when you're shooting 68% from the field, the bank is always open.
I don't think the bank's open on Sundays, but it is in this building.
He has been outstanding. Double figures every game as a Pitt Panther. And we got a travel on Tanjay. Uncharacteristic, couple turnovers on Wisconsin.
Zach Austin just on a little cut here. Goes with the reverse flush. Big time feed from Corin. You know, when Zach Austin's out on the floor, it does make Pittsburgh bigger. He's at that small forward spot. Gives him more size on the defensive end of the floor.
And if you haven't watched his career, he was at High Point 3 years, second year with Pitt. He is one of the best shot blockers in America at 6'7". So keep an eye on that too. Leggett to Corin. Inside, banked it in with a foul. And a chance for 1 in the house. So Pitt's got 6 in a row.
Ishmael Leggett. Wisconsin's going to be aggressive with him in ball screen coverages. Didn't try to over-dribble once that hard hedge happened. Got the ball right there to Corin. Terrific pass by Leggett.
61.5% free throw shooter. Didn't look like it there. So Corin has a couple of buckets early and 5 of the Pitt 7. Klesman off the Crowell screen. They hedge out high. This is Kamari McGee. What a night he had on Friday. 14 points, his most as a Badger. Crowell will take it in the mid-range. He's off the mark. Austin had the rebound go through his hands and then secured it. And now Leggett pushing the pace. Hit ahead pass. Diaz Graham to Corin for the flush.
The Pittsburgh Panthers came to play in this one. Great extra pass on the flush.
Inside Winter, flips it up and in. And that stops the 9-0 run. He has really been good in the early going for Wisconsin this year.
Said it too about Kamari McGee. He kept saying just instant energy and offense off the bench. A veteran guard for this team.
Leggett misses on the fly. Here comes Blackwell. Racing into the front court. Takes some contact. Foul is called. And they will get it on Leggett. What a start offensively for Pitt. Zach Austin showing off the hops. 9-4 Panthers.
College basketball. Ah, Sunday.
Just gotta steam it, babe.
Time to suit up.
Like half zips, kind of a quarter zip guy.
Sacrifice your lung and your skin's ability to breathe.
Does that look cheater looking? No, it's full jag.
Easy, Chief. Let your razzle-dazzle on the field, the bar, or your best friend's nuptials.
To the Buffalo Bills, guys.
No matter how hard you football, it's easy to Sunday.
As a mom of 2 boys, we're always looking for something to do. It's great knowing that we're all covered for emergencies and annual checkups.
I'm saving up to buy a house. I want to avoid big medical bills. I have a plan that covers everything I need.
I was going to turn 26 and lose my mom's coverage, so I need to find my own plan. For $4 a month, I got a plan that covers my pre-existing condition and weekly therapy.
Make your plan happen. New law, lower prices. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll by December 15th.
Experience the warmth of the season as wintertime comes to life at the Greenbrier. Enjoy an exceptional array of indoor and outdoor adventures mingled with seasonal foods, wines, and entertainment Whether sipping on a unique winter cocktail around a cozy fire, taking an enthusiastic splash in the heated indoor pool, or bundled up tight as you glide gracefully around the ice skating rink, you'll be refreshed and energized by a winter excursion to America's resort. For more information, visit Greenbrier.com.
I'm tired of overpaying for a close shave.
With Harry's, I don't have to. Harry's offers 5-blade closeness and comfort.
And refills cost as low as $2 each, half of what I paid before. Go to harrys.com/TV to claim your $5 trial.
You would know by looking at me. I am a cowboy, my friend.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Papa Tui. Men's care available exclusively at Target stores nationwide. By healthcare.gov. New law, lower prices. Enroll today. And by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
When you hear the names Arnold Palmer, Tom Watson, Byron Nelson, Tiger Woods, and now Matt McCall, names to break 80 on the old white course here at the Greenbrier. Look at that backswing. As pure as it gets. And that's in cold weather, too.
I don't think the course record was in question. Bryson DeChambeau fired in a 55 at the Live event. But we had some fun. Producer John Graff, a little chilly, a little windy.
When you make a couple of birdies in sub 40-degree weather, I give you extra credit, my man. Couple subs on for Wisconsin. 9-4 start for Pitt. Here is Max Klesmit. Carter Gilmore seeing his first action. A hoist up a 3. And left that ball short. Here comes Pitt.
Pittsburgh doing a great job of trying to really disrupt the timing of Wisconsin's offense, not just allowing them to reverse the ball and run their ball screen continuity.
We had a mismatch with Diaz Graham, couldn't find him. Leggett lofts it up. And not a good play there. Blackwell and Wisconsin on the move, 4-on-4. Blackwell a sidestep on a low. You can see the ability to get up for Austin. And that's an over-the-back call that will go against Blackwell. I mean, Austin can really alter shots at 6'7".
I thought he was going to hit his head on the rim the way he jumped up there to try to block that shot.
Tanjay in, Blackwell sits. Another look here.
I mean, his head is above the lower part of the backboard.
He's above the square. Corn, Diaz, Graham, Lowe, Leggett, and Austin. Lowe the floater, puts it in. Jalen Lowe, the outstanding sophomore from Missouri City, Texas. He's got a lot of NBA scouts looking at him.
Yeah, rightfully so, and they love running that little action off of him where he kind of comes around on that handoff and gets going to a strong hand.
Tanjay posting on Austin. This is a matchup to watch all day. Lefty hook is short, Leggett clears. Lowe pushing the pace, does this so well. Leggett thought about it. Looking for Corn, it got to Diaz Graham. Off on a triple. So the two teams combined are now 0 for 8 from 3. Gilmore. He could have taken a bath before shooting that one. Tanjay will oblige, but he missed it. And out of bounds it goes.
You think of this Pittsburgh backcourt, and you think of all the minutes that these two guards have played. If you see Lowe coming off that handoff action, getting going to his left hand, just takes a couple dribbles, plays off 2 feet and hits that lefty floater. But Ishmael Leggett played 40 minutes the other night. Lowe played 39 minutes and 25 seconds.
When you're talking depth, you would say advantage Wisconsin.
No question about it.
And especially now that Damian Dunn has left the game for Pitt. Leggett, tough 2, somehow crawls off the iron. No hometown bounce there. Crowell looking to post up Blackwell. He's very good in the mid-range here, and they call a travel. So Wisconsin already with 3 turnovers, one of the best in the country at protecting the basketball.
Very uncharacteristic, but you have to credit this Pittsburgh defense. They are disrupting the timing of Wisconsin's offense. It's a flow offense. That the ball changes sides of the floor multiple times in the possession, and Pittsburgh's just not allowing them to do that.
Jalen Lowe skips. Zach Austin connects on a three.
But it's the play by Jalen Lowe. He reads the protection on the ball screen and realizes that Austin's man is protecting the paint. Found him wide open in the corner. What a pass by Jalen Lowe.
Tanjay can't hit. He's a tough shot maker, but he's off to a slow start. 0 of 4 from the floor. Lowe navigating the ball screen. Lofts it up. I thought that was a pass. It ended up being a floater that came up short. Blackwell knifes down the lane and finishes. And finally, the scoring drought of 3.5 minutes for Wisconsin comes to a close.
Blackwell just pushing the ball in transition. Their half-court offense has struggled because of how aggressive Pitt's being defensively, but Blackwell just gets it and makes the right play.
Lowe floats it up. Corin puts it down. Those two have such a good chemistry early on.
And you saw Lowe point to him and let him know, this is a pass, big fella. You go up there and get it.
It's like peanut butter and jelly. They just know where each other is at all times. Blackwell bangs off a couple of bodies and drills the mid-range. It's a long two for Blackwell, who comes in averaging just north of 16 per.
I mean, this guy was one of the best freshmen in the entire Big Ten. Talk about his development from one year to the next. Uses his body, creates a little bit of space, and knocks the jumper down.
Yeah, 8 points per game on his way to a Big Ten all-freshman team selection last year. He's more than double that average. Lowe will try a three. Xavier Amos getting his first action for Wisconsin. Down low, it's Crowell. Bodying up on Corin, swiped it back, and then Diaz Graham hacks him on the way up.
Big guys are battling, but it's Jalen Lowe picking this Wisconsin defense apart. Come down, point to the big fella, says, you take it and flush it down. Pittsburgh up 8 early in this one.
Refresh your senses with a wave of tropical lime flavor. Mountain Dew Baja Blast. In stores now.
This holiday, Verizon will turn your old or broken phone into a gift. Anyone can trade in any phone in any condition and get Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus and Watch and Tab, all 3 on us. Only on Verizon.
Introducing Mando Whole Body Deodorant. Mando's different. It's tough enough to control body odor in all your toughest smelling places. How does Mando work? Rather than covering up odor with heavy fragrances, Mando stops odor before it starts. Our formula is powered by an acidified technology and pH optimized. It works by blocking bacteria from digesting fluids on your skin like sweat anywhere on your body. Order Mando Whole Body Deodorant today and control your body odor better everywhere.
For the best deals, go to shopmando.com.
I got this $1,000 camera for only $41 on DealDash.
DealDash.com. Online auctions since 2009. This PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. This iPad Pro sold for less than $34. And this Nintendo Switch sold for less than $20.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56. I got this barbecue smoker for $26.
And shipping is always free.
Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save.
I've shaved every day for 20 years.
A couple times a week?
Just for special occasions.
Shaving gets me ready for my day.
I feel more confident clean shaven.
But I'm tired of overpaying for a close shave.
With Harry's, I don't have to. Harry's offers 5-blade closeness and comfort. And it's got all the features that I love.
And refills cost as low as $2 each.
Only half of what I paid before.
It's a premium shaving experience without the premium price tag.
Go to harrys.com/TV to claim your $5 trial.
Now, Stephen Crowell today playing in his 123rd career game at Wisconsin. He is into the top 30 all-time in scoring. 5 years, and he's just gotten better with the Badgers.
Talk about his scoring. Look at his assist numbers up there. 243 assists, leads his team in assists. And Coach Gard talked about it the other day. When they go out and they recruit front court players, and it seems like there's a pipeline coming from the state of Minnesota to this Wisconsin team, but when they go out and recruit front court players, he wants them to be able to pass. And when the offense that they're running now, when you get front court players that can pass, it just opens things up. and makes him that much more difficult to guard.
A Crowell from Eagan, Minnesota. His first free throw is off the mark. Came in shooting it at 79%. On the best free throw shooting team in America entering today, 87.2% is Wisconsin. And that is nothing new under either Bo Ryan or Greg Gard.
Jack, they got to the free throw line against Arizona 41 times. That was a huge reason why they were able to win that game big.
Meanwhile, they miss both, but they get the offensive rebound. Jeff Capel can't be happy about that. Xavier Amos handing off for Tanjay. Shot clock dips down to 5. It's Blackwell, hoists up a 3. And an air ball.
But look how physical Pittsburgh's guards are being on these ball screens, and even just with Wisconsin trying to reverse or throw the ball ahead to get to the pick and roll, Pittsburgh's not even letting these guards come off.
Rolling towards the midway point of the first half. Brandon Cummings on for the first time. He knifes his way to the basket and scoops it in for 2. Pitt lead is 10.
Brandon Cummings is wired to score. The talented freshman from Midland, Pennsylvania.
Tell you what, his older brother Nelly was a heck of a player. Led them to that NCAA tournament run in 2023. Tanjay on the baseline, spins out. Crowell is there to clean it up. He couldn't finish. Rebound Leggett. There's a seal on the rim right now for Wisconsin. Jalen Lowe. Off the screen from Corin. Navigating in the lane. His scoop is true. The lead is a dozen. Timeout, Greg Gard in Wisconsin. Jalen Lowe at his absolute finest. One of the best point guards in America. Hit by a dozen early here at the Greenbrier.
Hello? Hi, I'm Gemini.
Hi.
How can I help you?
So I just talk?
Yes, but normal.
We can have a conversation about anything you like.
Anything?
Try looking for a small round bolt somewhere on the oil pan.
Got it.
Does the child seem ready for bedtime? No.
And then I looked down and I had spaghetti fingers.
Well, in dreams, noodles can sometimes represent creativity. Have you had
Shop Pixel's best holiday deals at googlestore.com.
Watch Jalen Lowe here in the ball screen. He snakes it back to that strong hand and gets the lefty layup to go. What a play in the middle of the floor.
So Lowe has 4 points early. Pitt is shooting right around 47% from the field. Wisconsin, meanwhile, 4 for 16 start for the Badgers. Came in averaging about 88 points per game. And they've got 8 more than midway through the first half. Klesmit draws a foul. And they'll go on Corin.
Foul. Going pitch number 52.
It's actually not on Corin. It goes against Amsel Delovic, the freshman from Bosnia and Herzegovina. So Klesmit will go to the free throw line.
Deli's missed so much time. Practice time when you really think about it. He's sidelined with a hand injury. He's a top 30 prospect coming out of Europe.
Klesmit now 20 for 20 at the free throw line this season. Wisconsin, again, when you're the best free throw shooting team in America, you got to have a lot of guys be able to make free throws. And all their best players have been clutch early on in the season. Native of Neenah, Wisconsin. I saw you point the finger at me, and I apologize.
The old announcer jinx.
I waited till a make
The
two.
old announcer jinx, Jack Benjamin.
Oh boy, I'm not going to check my mentions. Here's Corin. That's a travel. Diaz Graham will hop up to the scorer's table. He'll get Corin. And Austin replaces Leggett. So Jeff Capel definitely has to do some moving around here. Again, if you're just joining us, Damian Dunn, one of their starting guards, out of the game with an ankle injury. We don't know if he's going to return. So they're even more of a shallow bench now on a team that wasn't very deep to begin with.
Well, we saw the game the other night, too. When Corin goes out of the game, we really thought LSU tried to exploit that matchup on the inside. Sometimes you can't get this one to go, but Graham is just not nearly as physical of a player up front as Corin is. We'll see if Wisconsin tries to take advantage of that.
Winter called for the over-the-back foul.
About smallest guy on the court, Jalen Lowe, blocking out the big fella.
He is the only player in America averaging 16.5 points. I should say averaging 13.5 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2.5 steals. Off the screen from Diaz Graham in the lane. He got caught, and a rare turnover for him. Wisconsin initially had numbers. Now Blackwell down the lane. Pinned on the glass. Fight for it down low. And a tie-up. And possession to Pitt.
But you could see any time Jalen Lowe's in the middle of the floor, Blackwell here has to get down the lane for the finish. But anytime Lowe's in the middle of the floor and he comes off these ball screens to his right hand, he's constantly trying to snake it back to get to that strong hand. Just got a little too deep on that last possession.
So we saw him turn it over on that last possession, which is certainly a rarity for a guy who has an assist-to-turnover ratio of about 3, which, you know, as a longtime coach, that's pretty good.
Well, and what Coach Capel's doing right now is he's going to get him some extra rest. We get the under 8 timeout coming. He's going to get Low that extra rest. He's going to rest right now and the rest during that timeout, and I guarantee he's coming right back in this game.
Delilich driving on Amos. He banks it up and in. So Delilich, who had scored 9 total points in 3 games, brings the Pitt lead to 13.
He's a talented player. Played professionally over in Europe, so you know he's experienced. But what a finish.
He was a top 30 European prospect. Averaged about 14 per game, shot at 40% from 3 last year as a pro. Hit by 13 early.
At Lidman, our family built the business with a passion for innovation and quality, crafting cleaning tools in the USA that stand the test of time. No matter how big or small the mess, we make sure our products help make your life happier, shinier, and a whole lot easier, so you can focus less on the mess and more on making the moments that matter. Lidman, family made in the USA since 1896.
Old Trapper Beefs. Tough snacks.
Out here, nothing comes easy. That's why you gotta be tough. My truck, it's tough. My crew, definitely tough. But Old Trapper taught me the value of tenderness.
Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Oh, it's a puppy.
At Total Wireless, we got your back every day. Just look at the facts. We give you 50% off the Total 5G unlimited plan. That's only $25 a month for 1 line. They don't. We lock your price for 5 years. They don't. So fact those guys, right? Get the facts. Then switch to Total Wireless.
College Hoops continues tomorrow as the Sunshine Slam tournament begins at 4 Eastern with Penn State taking on Fordham, followed by Clemson in San Francisco at 6:30 right here on CBS Sports Network. What a start for Pitt. What a start for Cam Corn. He's got 9. Wisconsin's got 9.
Cam Corn, he can hurt you in so many different ways. He went to the bank. We didn't think it was open. Here he is off the pick and roll on the wing, the catch, the finish, and then running the floor in transition, and the lob from his teammate, Jalen Lowe, who loves playing in pick and roll with this guy. Always finds and points to the sky, says, I'll get it there, you just go get it.
Jeff Capel added 2 transfers in the offseason. He was one of them from Florida State. He's been as impactful as anybody in the nation. Damian Dunn being the other one. Those 2 guys have just been huge towards Pitt's success early. 6-0 start, first time since 2018-2019. Wisconsin, no field goals going on 3.5 minutes until now. John Tonje, a great backdoor cut for 2.
And what they do, they went inside to Steven Crowell on the post-up, and we know when he posts up, the first thing he's looking to do is set up his teammates. His head and his eyes are always up, looking to get that assist.
Leggett kicks. Diaz-Graham can shoot it, and he buries the three. His 8th triple of the year. Pitt's lead, its largest at 14.
Man, the last time he was in a ball screen with Jalen Lowe, Lowe found him and he didn't shoot it. You sure in that timeout when coach is telling him, when that ball hits your hands and you're open on the perimeter, we need you to shoot that three-point shot.
Leggett off the screen, and he backtracks. Again, Jalen Lowe's on the bench. That's an offensive foul. Moving screen called on Diaz-Graham. And Corn and Lowe are going to check back in. And that's 3, by the way.
So on these screens, you've got to get set. You can see how wide his feet are, his legs are on that ball screen. The referee sees it, illegal screen. 3rd foul on Diaz-Graham, who enters averaging 9 points per. That's a big loss in the front court. So you figure he'll sit the rest of the first half. Crowell. And back out Tanjay. Against Austin in the lane, puts a shoulder down and draws a foul. Now this is what he does so well. He's one of the best in the nation at drawing fouls, and as a result, leads the nation in free throws made. Finds a way to get himself to the free throw line. And when you're a scorer like him, sometimes that's all you need to see is a couple free throws go in and it can open the whole thing up for you. It's something to pay attention to, Jack, just with this Pittsburgh team and obviously their lack of depth, but I think you're going to see Wisconsin try to take advantage of that, put more pressure on the paint, get to the free throw line, get some of these guys in Pittsburgh in foul trouble and force Coach Capel to go deeper into his bench.
There's the governor, Jim Justice, hanging out with Baby Dog, his bulldog. Tanjay, who's a 94% free throw shooter, makes them both. See, I waited till after the second make that time. Learned my lesson. 25-13. Wisconsin 5 for 20 from the floor, but still within shouting distance. They got to find a way to stop Pitt. Jalen Lowe off the Corn screen, gets McGee on his back. Leans in, can't get the roll. Crowell's got rebound number 6 in the first half. Blackwell turns the corner. Crowell's wide open, and he pushes it up and off. Probably had room to get a little closer. Leggett navigating the screen for Corn. He is 5 for 5 from the field and has 11.
And we talk about Jalen Lowe in pick and roll, making the right play. Leggett comes off and takes his time. He sees Wisconsin's in drop coverage. He attacks that big, throws the late roll pass, which gives Corn the dunk.
Klesmit, and now Tanjay. Austin's a terrific defender. Tanjay draws a foul.
Watch Ishmael get off this wing pick and roll. He takes his time. Crowell's in drop coverage. He goes right at Crowell and throws the late roll pass. That's how you execute a wing pick and roll.
And Corn had 7 field goals on Friday against LSU. All of them were dunks. He's got 5 today. 4 of them are dunks. Tanjay now 3 of 3 at the stripe as he tries to get himself going. 1 of 7 from the floor so far. Crowell sits, Winter back in. And we'll get the other twin of the Diaz-Graham brothers. Jorge is on. He can really stroke it from 3. Knocked down a bunch of them against VMI earlier in the week. Made 4. And Tanjay's got 2 more free throws. He's now made 54 free throws on the season.
What have we seen the last couple of possessions on offense for Wisconsin? Tanjay driving the ball to the rim. Pittsburgh has to defend without fouling.
Brandon Cummings bobbled it. They close out on Diaz-Graham, knowing he's a shooter. His brother Guillermo on the bench with 3 fouls. Jalen Lowe in the mid-range. Lofting it down low for Corn, and they get him for an offensive foul. That's a good job by Kamari McGee. Corn will pick up his 2nd.
It's just no need to really push off there. He has the size advantage. Coach Capel told Corn that on the play. Just go up and catch it. jump higher, catch it, don't bring it down. And another possession. And Tanjay driving it to the rim.
Tanjay's got 8. That's his second field goal. The Badger faithful to their feet here at the Greenbrier. Getting loud inside Colonial Hall. 10-point game. Leggett, long 2 is true. He is a true 3-level scorer.
Just a quick jab step to get to his right hand. Rises up. And now it's the Pitt faithful that are rising to their feet.
McGee. Pitt wanted to travel. McGee's got it back. Misses on a triple, and Cummings skies in for the rebound. They'll get Tanjay over the back.
Just a quick jab step, rip through, gets to that right hand. One dribble pull up. That's textbook individual instruction move right there.
So Klesman sits down. And first action now for Jack Janicki, redshirt freshman from White Bear Lake, Minnesota. He has been a spark plug for Greg Gard all season long.
If you're Cameron Corn, you have to be careful when you're setting ball screens. Got 2 fouls, cannot pick up the third with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in this first half.
Low inside, lofted it up. I think Corn thought it was a lob for him, and they're going to call a cylinder violation.
Sometimes it's hard because when he gets so deep, he wants to make the right play, and he shoots those floaters when he gets in there, but also throws some passes. That's why on the one time they did hook up, he pointed to, go get this one, big fella.
Blackwell drives to the bucket and goes right at Diaz-Graham for 2 and flexes afterward.
This is what Coach Gard is telling his team in the timeout. Keep driving the basketball, especially with Corn with those 2 fouls. He can't be nearly as aggressive protecting the paint.
Leggett in the mid-range again. Good contest by Wisconsin. They got a pace. And the Badgers trying to get back in it. Blackwell down low, Winter backs down on Corn and muscles it up and in. What a finish that is by Winter at 7 foot. And the sophomore brings Wisconsin with an 8. Low, behind the back dish, taken away. 3-on-1 Wisconsin. Janicki pulls for 3. And Cummings saves it for Diaz-Graham. What do you think of that shot?
I don't know if Coach Gard on a 3-on-1 break.
Leggett, meanwhile, he splashes one home.
And he quiets the crowd. Coach Capel screaming for a timeout, running up the sidelines. We got a tight ball game here at the Greenbrier tip-off. A lot to do with this guy, Ishmael again, drilling that 3.
Season is underway with a touchback, and they'll take it from the 3rd. 4th and goal. Let's see if this gamble pays off.
Come on!
Here's the snap. The kick is up, and it's good. Steps up, fires, intercepted.
There's always next season.
4 out of 5 customers can find a health plan for $10 or less per month. New law, lower prices. Healthcare.gov is here for you.
Hello? Hi, I'm Gemini.
Hi.
How can I help you?
So I just talk?
Yes, but normal.
We can have a conversation about anything you like.
Anything?
Try looking for a small round bolt somewhere on the oil pan.
Got it.
Does the child seem ready for bedtime? No.
And then I looked down and I had spaghetti fingers.
Well, in dreams, noodles can sometimes represent creativity. Have you had
Shop Pixel's best holiday deals at googlestore.com. We're Mizuho. Sound familiar? Backing the company battling eye diseases? Mizuho was there. Financing one of the pharma companies revolutionizing weight loss? That was us too. Anywhere you need a corporate and investment bank, we're there. Mizuho Americas.
Catch more college hoops Tuesday as the Cancun Challenge begins at 6 Eastern with Wyoming facing off against Tulane, followed by Loyola Marymount and Belmont at 8:30 right here on CBS Sports Network. There's Baby Dog. That's the bulldog of Jim Justice, the governor.
Didn't get really creative with the naming of the dog.
I love the name.
Okay.
he's having a good time. I mean, look at him. Accompanies him at all kinds of different events. Of course, the governor is a huge basketball fan. He was a longtime coach. He won a state championship as the girls coach at Greenbrier East High School. His daughter, Jill, one of the great players that program ever produced. They've got a nice legacy of hardwood icons who have visited the Greenbrier, primarily for golf, but you can go down the line of guys, Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan and Shaq, and so many who have spent their time here. And the Pelicans, well, I guess it was the Hornets at the time, but the Pelicans had training camp here about 8 years ago. Klesmit, meanwhile, backdoor for McGee, and he banked it home. What a finish in traffic for McGee.
Cummings, just a little bit of a defensive breakdown. Turns his head for a split second. Kamari McGee, who had a terrific game on Friday, just back cuts him and gets the layup.
Jorge Diaz-Graham. Wisconsin all of a sudden back with an 8, despite shooting only 33% in the half. In large part due to Blackwell. He's got 2 more. It's a 2-possession game.
Wisconsin knows that Pittsburgh's not going to foul. They can't be nearly as aggressive with so many guys getting into foul trouble, so they're just going to continue to drive the basketball to the paint.
Jalen Lowe tries a 3. Splash. Boy, he is something else.
That's a read. He's so good at playing off these ball screens. The defender decides to go under. He stops on a dime right behind the screen and rises up for the 3.
His 10th 3 of the year puts Pitt back up 9. Down low, Winter. That's too easy at 7 foot. Just going right over the top of Brandon Cummings, who did all he could.
Yeah, Cummings on the wrong end of the stick on that. They got the switch and they decided to go right inside. Took advantage of the size matchup on the inside.
80 seconds to play first half. Korn, couple of jab steps. Misses in the mid-range. Blackwell's got 8. Behind the back. And Korn did a good job to help out. Klesmit, long 3. And Lowe clears. Jeff Capel, yeah, preaching patience.
Oh, calming everybody down. We don't need a quick shot here. We got a 7-point lead. We're under a minute in the first half. Let's execute our offense and get what we want here.
Pitt can get a 2-for-1 if they play their cards right. Lowe, step back 2. Well, they did get the 2-for-1 opportunity. Klesmit rushes up the floor for Wisconsin. Drop off to Blackwell. Lost it on the baseline. Kept in bounds by McGee. Tanjay against Cummings. And now they'll slow down. And they will get Blackwell for a travel again. Couple on him. Well, coming up, we have AT&T at the half. I'll tell you what, they've got a ton to look at with that LSU-UCF 3 overtime throw earlier. This one as well. Kiana Martin in studio. The great John Rothstein is there as well. He's going to have a field day breaking down these 2 games.
I'll tell you what, these 2 games, the St. John's Georgia game was a good one earlier.
A bunch of them.
CBS.
We sleep in May, John. Shot clock is dark. Pitt by 7. Inside 10 seconds. And Korn is fouled on the floor. It's 5 on Wisconsin as a team. So not yet the bonus situation.
Still have 1 to give.
Not sure that's the guy you want using the foul.
It's
because Winter's now got 2.
Coach Gard telling his team it's okay to be aggressive. Try to make a play on the ball. Not when someone's going into their shooting motion. But if someone's handling it and making progress towards the rim, it's okay to take one.
Korn tracks it down. Final 5 seconds. Cam Korn fouled again. They still had another to give. And it goes on Crowell, and that's his first.
Great job by Kamari McGee, just being aggressive. You could see him here not even allowing Jalen Lowe to get the ball. He's going to guard him again here on the under, out of bounds under, and not let Lowe make a play late in this half.
So Janicki will check in. Offense, defense with Tanjay. They want to protect him with 2 fouls. 4.4, Lowe to inbounds. Gets it back from Corn. Down to 2, down to 1. He's got a hoist, puts it up, and just off the mark. And we go to halftime here in the championship game of the Greenbrier tip-off. It has lived up to the billing so far. Pitt led by as many as 14. Wisconsin clawed back. 7-point edge at the half for the Panthers. A title on the line here in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia.
I've shaved every day for 20 years.
A couple times a week.
Just for special occasions.
Shaving gets me ready for my day.
I feel more confident clean shaven.
But I'm tired of overpaying for a close shave.
With Harry's, I don't have to. Harry's offers 5-blade closeness and comfort. And it's got all the features that I love.
And refills cost as low as $2 each.
Only half of what I paid before.
It's a premium shaving experience without the premium price tag.
Go to harrys.com/TV to claim your $5 trial.
We're Mizuho. Sound familiar? It should. Helping companies behind the latest medical breakthroughs? Mizuho was there. Backing the company battling eye diseases? That was us too. Financing a company revolutionizing weight loss treatments? Yep, also us. So if you're looking for a corporate and investment bank as a partner, you already know our work. Now you know our name. Mizuho Americas, a name worth knowing.
What would you pay for an iPad Pro? I only paid $42 on Deal Dash.
DealDash.com. Online auction since 2009. This PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. And this smart charcoal grill sold for $16. And this Nintendo Switch sold for less than $20. Deals like these and many more happen in the thousands of daily auctions on DealDash.com. All auctions start at $0. And remember, everything must go.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56. I got this barbecue smoker for $26.
And you get a 90-day money-back guarantee with your first purchase.
This brand new iPhone sold for less than $42. And this DJI drone sold for less than $21.
And I got it for $16 on Deal Dash.
And shipping is always free.
Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save.
There are auctions going on right now. So what are you waiting for?
Introducing Mando Whole Body Deodorant. Mando's different. It's tough enough to control body odor in all your toughest smelling places. How does Mando work? Rather than covering up odor with heavy fragrances, Mando stops odor before it starts. Our formula is powered by an acidified technology and pH optimized. It works by blocking bacteria from digesting fluids on your skin like sweat anywhere on your body. Order Mando Whole Body Deodorant today and control your body odor better everywhere.
For the best deals, go to shopmando.com.
This is AT&T at the half. Connecting changes everything.
Welcome into our New York studios for AT&T at the half. Kiana Martin here alongside our insider John Rothstein at the midway point between 19th ranked Wisconsin and Pitt. And those Badgers trailed by as many as 14, but found a way to rally back late in that half. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think we have an under-the-radar transfer in Pitt's Cam Corn, who again came by way of Florida State, so there was working knowledge for the Pitt staff because this guy played in the ACC. But Kiana, he gives Pitt an interior presence that can do that. Run, finish, and be a real force around the rim. Pitt we knew was going to be a force because of its perimeter. Corn giving them something on the inside.
All right, and earlier today here on CBS Sports Network, we had the biggest upset of the day in college hoops as 24th ranked Rutgers hit the road for the first time this season to take on Kennesaw State, John.
Yeah, this was an interesting game. It's a homecoming for Ace Bailey, but so much Kennesaw State early. The dump down and the finish, then this spot up three would make it 74-65. Rutgers down 9 with under 4 to play, but never some time for some heroics. Ace Bailey drills that three-point shot, made it 79-74. 75 and then 77-75. Then Bailey's going to throw the game away right there. Tough learning moment for the freshman. Kennesaw State is fired up. 2-point win for Kennesaw State. Rutgers now goes to Vegas. We'll get Notre Dame and Alabama back-to-back on Tuesday and Wednesday in the Players Era Festival.
Yeah, that's a fantastic win for Kennesaw State, but that's a pretty brutal loss for Rutgers, don't you think?
Definitely a brutal loss, especially when you look at the totality of the schedule that's coming up right now for the Scarlet Knights. I mentioned this week, you have Notre Dame and Alabama in Las Vegas, and you have a third opponent in Las Vegas that's to be determined. Then on December 7th, you are at Ohio State. That means your next 4 games are away from Jersey Mike's Arena. This game today was the first time that talented freshman class, Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, Lathan Somerville, all played away from New Jersey. But Kiana, you know as well as I do, this is only November.
It's only November, all right. And another Big Ten team was in action today as Maryland met up with Villanova across the river in Newark. The Terps looking to send Nova to their 4th loss in their first 7 games.
Yeah, Kyle Neptune needing a big win, 3-3 entering today. It was a matchup of big men. Look at the fade by Maryland freshman Derek Queen. It was 57-55 Terps. Still a 2-point game. Eric Dixon really developing that 3-point shot. Nova by 1. Then Queen again playing like royalty for Kevin Willard and the Terps. One last chance for Villanova. Dixon's shot doesn't go. He scored a career-high 38 in the loss, but Maryland gets the win in Kevin Willard's old building. Remember, he was the head coach at Seton Hall for 12 years. Terps 5-1, 22-11 for Queen.
More action because we had 22nd ranked St. John's taking on Georgia.
Yeah, this was a game between 2 teams in search of a quad 1 win. The missed shot here, but Dylan James picking up the crouton off the salad plate. Georgia's excited, they're up 4. Nice shot fake and 3 right here by Aaron Scott. It's a 1-point lead for the Bulldogs. And then a 3-point lead. RJ Lewis is stripped by Silas Demery Jr. He's going to get the pass and dribble out the clock. A big win for Georgia, a frustrating loss and a frustrating couple of days for St. John's, who had that heartbreaking loss Thursday night to Baylor. The Red Storm come back from the Bahamas a bit empty-handed.
Yeah, and then we also had one that took some free basketball, LSU and UCF.
Took years off our life, too, with how crazy it was. Darius Johnson's troika right here makes it 18 with 12 to play. UCF has it in hand. Not so much. Jordan Sears was on fire. That triple made it a 5-point game. More from Sears. He misses. Chest with the finish. He chests that one at the rim. 70-70 with a chance to win. A missed shot here by UCF makes it 70-70. Now we're in the second overtime. Sears has a chance to break the tie. That doesn't go despite being halfway down. He can't believe it. Neither could we. Then in the third overtime, victorious Miller. He was victorious on this play. The freshman with the high ceiling hits the finish in triple overtime. LSU moves to 5-1, 25 for Sears, 21-13 for Jalen Reed. Really nice start to the season for the Tigers under Matt McMahon.
Yeah, exciting right there, but don't worry, we got more excitement coming your way right here on AT&T at the half.
What are you doing?
Chores. Gotta pitch in, roomie. You know, as a veteran, you earned USAA membership for your family. And we're family.
For you? No.
Worth a try.
You better change those back, son.
Son?
Still, no.
So close.
USAA. Are you eligible?
The only thing I don't like about payday is waiting for it. It's kind of crazy. We can't choose when we get paid. Chime changed that for me. I was shocked, but now I decide when I get paid. My pay lets me get up to $500 of my pay when I need it. There's no interest, no credit checks, no mandatory fees. My pay gives me the freedom to handle whatever life brings. I have big goals, and I'm not waiting for payday anymore. And you shouldn't either. Join me at chime.com and get paid when you say.
With Harry's, you get a smooth shave at a great price because you get all of this for as low as $2 per refill, half of what the other guys charge. Wake up to Harry's. Get your trial set for just $7 at harrys.com/smooth.
At Harbor Freight, we design and test our own tools and sell them directly to you. No middleman, just quality tools you can trust at prices you'll love. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
You're so much more than just a landowner. You're a gardener, a groundskeeper, a landscaper. Because you didn't settle for ordinary. Same goes for your equipment. Versatile, powerful, durable Kubota equipment. More goes into it, so you get more out of it.
Welcome back. We're at the half between Wisconsin and Pitt. And John, the Panthers putting up 20 in the paint so far.
Yeah, big dunk right there by Zach Austin. Panthers up 7, but Wisconsin crawling back.
Hey, let's talk about the ladies' side of things. Defending champion South Carolina's 43-game win streak was snapped today at the hands of 5th-ranked UCLA. The Gamecocks suffered their first loss since April of 2023, John. It also ends their run of 33 consecutive road victories. It's the first time the Bruins have defeated a #1 ranked program in school history.
Great win in Westwood.
Yeah. Meanwhile, things also a little grim for Miami, taking on VCU.
Yeah, another ACC team right here that did not have a great weekend. Miami lost 2 in a row in Charleston entering today's game. Jalen Blackman made that 3. Then defense creating offense here for VCU. Joe Bamasil with the hesitation and the finish. VCU was up 57-48 after that layup. Then a 9-point lead. Max Shulga steps into the troika. Great pass by Bamasil. VCU over Miami 77-70. Other scores of note. Nevada with a 12-point win over Oklahoma State. They go to 6-1. And Seton Hall in control over FAU. Shaheen Holloway's club trying to turn things around after those early losses to Hofstra and Fordham.
Hey, John, so I want to ask you, who is the 3rd best team in the ACC?
Well, right now it looks like Pittsburgh based on what we've seen. We knew that Duke and North Carolina were going to be consensus top 10 teams to start the season. But I think the million-dollar question in this league was who else was going to join Duke and North Carolina as potential NCAA tournament teams. Wake Forest brought back a lot from last year's team that was firmly on the bubble. Hunter Salas is an all-conference player. You can never count out Clemson with Brad Brownell. Chase Hunter is back from last year's Elite 8 team. And, of course, NC State and Kevin Keats haven't really helped or hurt themselves just yet, but they have several players back from last year's team that went all the way to the Final Four, headlined by that point guard that everybody loves, Michael O'Connell.
And this is a big week for the ACC as well.
It's a big week because you have so many different opportunities to move the needle. Notre Dame is playing in the Players Era Festival. Of course, Wake Forest, who I mentioned, is going to be playing a game against Florida later in the week. So this is the week where you set yourself up to have success, not just obviously now, but in March.
And I'm certain we will be talking about it all week long. But that is it for us. The second half between Wisconsin and Pitt, it's on the way.
Thank you for watching AT&T at the Half.
I just graduated and I'm saving up to go out on my own. So I was really happy to find such a great health plan that doesn't break the bank.
I work a lot of jobs, but none of them come in health insurance. When I ended up in the hospital, I was so grateful to have a health plan.
We went without a health plan for a long time, but having kids changed that. Now our plan gives us peace of mind for $0 a month.
Make your plan happen. New law, lower prices. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll by December 15th.
Introducing Mando Whole Body Deodorant. Mando's different. It's tough enough to control body odor in all your toughest smelling places. How does Mando work? Rather than covering up odor with heavy fragrances, Mando stops odor before it starts. Our formula is powered by an acidified technology and pH optimized. It works by blocking bacteria from digesting fluids on your skin like sweat anywhere on your body. Order Mando Whole Body Deodorant today and control your body odor better everywhere.
For the best deals, go to shopmando.com.
I got this $1,000 camera for only $41 on DealDash.
DealDash.com. Online auctions since 2009. This PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. This iPad Pro sold for less than $34. And this Nintendo Switch sold for less than $20.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56.
I got this barbecue smoker for $26.
And shipping is always free.
Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save.
This is the story of the one.
The one knows that when the big game is days away, the unexpected can put everything on the line. But with a solid game plan and a teammate like Grainger that she can rely on to deliver the product she needs when she needs it, she's confident that she will always win the day. And her team will do the same. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Back at the Greenbrier tip-off in beautiful White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. It's Pitt on top of 19th ranked Wisconsin, 34-27. And they got going early behind the play of Cam Corn, 11 points on 5 for 6 from the floor.
Yeah, talk about an efficient first half. It's easy to be efficient when you're dunking the basketball on the inside. He's done it a couple different ways. Here it is in transition, running the floor, off the ball screen with a hard roll to the basket. And then for Wisconsin, this guy, John Blackwell, started putting his head down and driving the basketball to the rim. Blackwell with a big first half for Wisconsin. Wisconsin didn't make a three in that first half, but John Blackwell keeping him in it by penetrating, getting the ball to the hoop, making some layups in and around the rim. 4 for 7 from the field, 8 points.
Yeah, first half stats are brought to you by healthcare.gov. Wisconsin just under 37% from the field, missed all 10 of their three-point attempts, yet they are within 7. How?
They're within 7 because they start driving the basketball to the hoop. Pittsburgh battling a little bit of foul trouble there, not wanting to foul when it gets there. But look, we know that Wisconsin's a team that wants to get themselves to the free throw line. That 0 for 10, though, Jack Benjamin, I got a feeling that's not going to continue in this second half.
A Wisconsin team that came in shooting 38% from 3 and making 10 per game. Wisconsin trailing at the half for the 3rd time this year. They've won each of the previous 2. Both teams 6-0. Only one is going to be undefeated at the end of this. And one is going to be hoisting that championship belt here at the Greenbrier tip-off. It's Winter for 3. And Crowell is fouled. So that goes on Corn, and that's his 2nd.
Well, we've got to mention the stat sheet earlier said that he had 2 fouls in the first half. So that's not his 3rd. That is his 2nd foul.
And remember, no Damian Dunn. He is officially out with a hand injury, will not return for Pitt. So their 3rd leading scorer at 13 a game. Tanjay misses in the mid-range, rebound down to Leggett. Leggett low, Corrin, Austin, and Guillermo Diaz-Graham, who was saddled with foul trouble much of that first half. He's got 3. Hard hedge from Winter. They hand it off to Leggett. He floats it up and in. He's so crafty.
Winter hard hedged on the first one. The second one, he comes off. Wisconsin's in that drop coverage, just stops on the dime and gets that floater to go for the basket.
Tanjay on the baseline drive, cut off well. Winter catch and shoot, bottom. And Wisconsin, after missing their first 11 from deep, finally makes a 3.
Well, we knew that trend was not going to continue. Winter, he's been shooting 50% from behind the three-point line. He shoots that thing with a lot of confidence.
He's 5 for 11 on the season. That's a foul on Klesman. Got the hand in the cookie jar against Leggett.
Good help side defense. Just got to be a split second faster. Diaz-Graham with his rotation. Winter taking full advantage. The Wisconsin bench, they're loving it.
How good was he on Friday in that win over UCF? 13 points and 10 rebounds. His first career double-double. Leggett is a 72% free throw shooter. Native of Prince George's County, Maryland. 125th game today for him between 3 years at Rhode Island in the A-10 and now his 2nd year as a Pitt Panther. 8-point Pitt lead. And a foul called on Corrin. So we thought initially he had 2 to start the half. That is indeed number 3.
That's big, and he has to be careful. Just a minute into the second half, Coach Capel is going to take him out here.
And it's interesting, they're going to go small with Cummings. So really a 2-point guard look.
Zach Austin now slides over to the power forward spot, which with his athleticism and shot blocking ability, really not an issue for this Pittsburgh team. They're just going to miss that physical presence on the inside. Tajay
up top for the slam.
With the cut. And who was it on the assist? It was Crowell. Posting up, facing up, constantly looking for his teammate.
It's interesting, they really didn't double him much in the first half. They bring 2 and he burns them right away. Tanjay's in double figures with 10. That's a foul on Crowell. And that is his first.
Watch it again here. He never seems to rush when he gets the basketball. His head and his eyes are always up, and his teammates know if they cut and they cut hard, they will get layups because he's going to find them.
Again, he leads them in assists. North of 3 per game. Just a tremendous passer. Pitt having trouble just initiating offense. Ball pressure's been better. Leggett back to Diaz Graham. High arcing threes and air ball.
That's exactly what Pittsburgh was doing in the first half. How they built that lead.
Blackwell to the rim for 2. It's a 4-point game. And Blackwell's in double figures with 10.
It's been Wisconsin's defense in this half who's disrupting Pittsburgh's offense.
Wisconsin 3 of 5 to begin the second half. Lowe pushes off. It's an offensive foul. And give Kamari McGee a lot of credit there.
Watch here. Blackwell just bullying his way to the basket, taking on the contact, playing off 2 feet. Kind of gave a little LeBron James flex there.
He's added a lot of strength. Greg Garb was telling us it's paying off. Crowell working on Diaz Graham with 3 fouls. It's a 2-point game.
Crowell says, I may be trying to find my teammates, but I'm taking advantage of my size on this post up, getting to my spots. Wisconsin has got this thing to a 1-possession game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
You've been accused of plagiarizing your master's thesis. If you tell the truth, you can have this bucket of Bud Lights.
All right, I'll go first.
What? No.
Professor Wilkins has been taking karate classes ever since that saxophone girl put him in a headlock.
That was a secret.
Now it's a beer.
Everybody, let's focus.
Hey, oh, we having beers?
Yeah.
No.
All you have to do is confess and you get a Bud Light.
Oh, when I order pizza, I use a British accent, and now the girl at the pizza place thinks I'm British, and we've been dating for 4 months.
What?
Whew. That feels good, right?
Okay.
Experience the warmth of the season as wintertime comes to life at the Greenbrier. Enjoy an exceptional array of indoor and outdoor adventures mingled with seasonal foods, wines, and entertainment. Whether sipping on a unique winter cocktail around a cozy fire, taking an enthusiastic splash in the heated indoor pool, or bundled up tight as you glide gracefully around the ice skating rink, you'll be refreshed and energized by a winter excursion to America's resort. For more information, visit greenbrier.com.
Old Trapper Beefs. Energy emergency. Old Trapper. What's your beef?
I own a lot of businesses, so my tech and my network need to keep up. Thank you, Verizon Business.
Now our businesses get fast and reliable internet from the same network that powers our phones.
So whatever's next, we're cooking with fire.
Switch to the partner businesses rely on.
38-36, Pitt's lead down to 2. How about this? The underground nuclear bunker built in 1958 under the orders from then President Dwight D. Eisenhower, designed to have all the members of Congress in the event of a national emergency. How about the Badgers and Bucky taking a picture in there? That's pretty cool, right by the blast door.
So much history in this building. So many different things to do.
It's amazing. Its existence was kept secret for 34 years until the Washington Post story in 1992, when the government decommissioned it after that. But an amazing time we've had this week here at the Greenbrier. Wisconsin making a push. Leggett for three. And Pitt needs it badly. Leggett tracks down his own miss. Jalen Lowe, he re-tees. And a good box by Blackwell. That's a foul on Leggett. That's his second. It's all Wisconsin over the last couple minutes.
Get a little chippy here. Both teams competing at a high level. Jalen Lowe telling his teammate, calm down. But you gotta love it. You gotta love the effort of both of these teams. And you know, we talked off the top about some keys in this game, and one of them was, what are they doing with Jalen Lowe? What are they doing with him in ball screens? And the aggressiveness, especially in the second half from Wisconsin, has been really impressive.
He's also 3 of 11 from the floor, so they've really taken away the passing aspect of his game. Crowell, single coverage with Diaz-Graham. Klesmit the pump fake, floater in the lane is an air ball. He hasn't quite found it. 0 of 3 from the floor, just 1 point. Leggett navigating. Austin given space to fire. And McGee is everywhere right now for Wisconsin.
He's the Energizer Bunny for this team as he takes it here all the way down the rack and finishes with the left hand right on cue.
And don't look
Mr.
now,
McGee.
We are tied at 38. A game that Pitt once led by 14. 27-13 Wisconsin runs since. Diaz-Graham down the lane, muscled it up and in with a foul. That stops the scoring drought of 3 minutes for Pitt. A chance for one more after this.
Back and forth we go. McGee, the Energizer Bunny, off the bench with the left hand. He's impacting the game on defense, but right here it's his offense that gets the Wisconsin Badgers right back in this game.
Hello? Hi, I'm Gemini.
Hi.
How can I help you?
So I just talk?
Yes, but normal.
We can have a conversation about anything you like.
Anything?
Try looking for a small round bolt somewhere on the oil pan.
Got it.
Does the child seem ready for bedtime? No.
And then I looked down and I had spaghetti fingers.
Well, in dreams, noodles can sometimes represent creativity. Have you had
Shop Pixel's best holiday deals at googlestore.com.
Refresh your senses with a wave of tropical lime flavor. Mountain Dew Baja Blast. In stores now.
Old Trapper Beefs. Energy emergency. Old Trapper. What's your beef?
2 truths and a lie.
Oh, I have an estranged twin. Geico didn't raise my rates after my first accident. And I can convince trees to bear fruit.
What was his name?
Who?
Your twin. His name.
I just made that up. Part of the game.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
We don't have that many friends.
Well, Wednesday, head out to the pitch for a UEFA Champions League matchup as Dinamo Zagreb takes on Borussia Dortmund on CBS Sports Network. Coverage beginning at 2 Eastern and stream every match live on Paramount Plus. What an environment we have at the championship game of the Greenbrier tip-off, a game Pitt led by as many as 14. Wisconsin tied it moments ago, and what a job Greg Gard has done in this time at Wisconsin.
64% winning percentage, 191 wins. And really, you know, we've seen coaches be elevated from assistant coaches to head coaches, taking over for legends. And the job that Coach Gard has done here, him and his staff, even adjusting how they're playing, adjusting to the times, playing with more pace, really impressive.
Klesmit working inside on Delilich and missed it. So after Diaz-Graham completed the three-point play, Pitt with a little breathing room. A 3-ball for Delowich is down. He's been a spark plug off the bench.
You could tell coming down the floor, he wanted that one. Played terrific defense on this end of the floor and then sprinted to get to his spot. His teammate Lowe found him.
He came in with 9 points for the season. He's got 5 in 5 minutes off the bench. McGee outside Tanji, catch and shoot triple, you bet. The response from Tanji.
How about the pass from McGee, making the right play when he gets in the lane. Sucks the defense in, kicks it right out to his teammate. And McGee off the bench is so valuable for Wisconsin.
Badgers missed their first 11 threes. They've made their last 2. Delowich, travel. Turnover number 7 on Pitt.
Great pass, on time, on target. And then how about McGee gets in the lane, a little bit over help by Leggett, frees things up for Tanji. Man, back and forth we go.
Tanji came in shooting it north of 44% from 3. By far a career high. He has been one of the most efficient players in America so far this year. Wisconsin can tie it again with a 3. Tanji will knife inside on Leggett and draw a foul. Well, he's starting to do what he does, which is draw fouls with reckless abandon, and he's among the national leaders in that category coming in.
Coming off that handoff, just putting his head down, driving the basketball hard in the paint. Just so physical once he gets in there.
3rd foul on Leggett. He and Corin, 2 starters for Pitt now with 3 each. Tanji now has 14. Again, really can't speak enough about his journey. North Omaha, Nebraska native, 4 years at Colorado State, transfers to Missouri. Hurt his foot in the preseason, so he only played in 8 games last year before he shut it down. And they have found a gem in Madison in John Tanji. 15 points for him, 1-point game here at the Greenbrier Tip-Off Championship. Jalen Lowe off the Diaz-Graham screen. He's going to mismatch with Winter. Wants to backtrack. Wiggles along the baseline and wraps it up and in. 9 for Lowe. The lead is 3.
Jalen Lowe got the switch. Was kind of looking around as Tanji drives it in here again. Gets it up high. Off the glass. Lowe, the level of difficulty on that finish.
We're seeing some shot making now. Whoa, what about the feed? Lowe to Diaz-Graham. He gives you a highlight every single game.
And McGee has been playing terrific defense, being physical with Lowe. It's important for Pittsburgh offensively to set good screens. Once they set good screens, as Tanji rises up for the deep 3. Looks like
that's going to stay Wisconsin.
Stay with Wisconsin, but look at Lowe here along the tightrope the baseline, get to that left hand. Wisconsin, Tanji driving it in, gets it high up off the glass. And then how about this one? Gets 2 on the ball. The whole point of running ball screens is to get 2 on the ball. He gets 2 on the ball and finds his teammate for the flush. As we see Cam Corin coming back in this game.
And again, playing with 3 fouls. Blackwell spins it baseline. Rebound Corin. Corin's got 11 points. He's only got 2 rebounds. Came in averaging more than 6. 48-45 Pitt. 12.5 to go in the Greenbrier tip-off title game. 2 6-0 teams. Leggett turns the corner, banked it in. And Ish Leggett now in double figures with 10.
Partner, we are seeing some high-level finishes when these guards are getting in the lane.
Tanji draws contact. And that's going on Austin. That'll be his 3rd. So now 3 Pitt starters have 3 fouls. Jeff Capel not pleased. We asked every coach, how do you remain unbeaten this week and win that championship? And this is what he had to say.
Well, they're definitely fighting. They're rebounding the ball. And for the most part in this one, they've done a decent job taking care of it. I think the most important thing for Pittsburgh coming down the stretch is defending without fouling. You can't get away from what you were doing early on in this basketball game, which got you a lead, which was being extremely physical.
Meanwhile, Greg Gard, he was very quick to spotlight that the defense better be great.
Well, me and you thought maybe this game was going to come down to the first one that gets 90 points. A little bit of a defensive battle here.
We're going to need some extra basketball the way we got earlier for that maybe to happen. One more for Tanjay, who's sitting on 18 points. He is a perfect 8 for 8 from the free throw line. He came in 94%, and Wisconsin is back within 3. The only lead in this game for Wisconsin was 2-0. Leggett right into Winter. Off the mark, rebound Klesmit. Wisconsin wants to push. Klesmit hands off Janicki. Sidesteps, finds a cunning Winter for the flush. It's a 1-point game.
Jack Janicki, I thought he was going to take that 3 as well. But he finds his teammate on the inside. Terrific pass.
Winter's got 11 after 13 Friday in the semis. Corin, a contested catch for Leggett. Kicks out Austin, 3-ball, no. And Wisconsin can grab its first lead since it was 2-0. Tanjay down the lane and a goaltend on Austin. The Badgers are back in front. From 14 down to up 1. Winter the flush. They have been aggressive inside.
Sunday.
Just gotta steam it, babe.
Time to suit up.
Like half zips, kind of a quarter zip guy.
Sacrifice your lung and your skin's ability to breathe.
Does that look cheetah looking?
No, it's full jag.
Easy, Chief. Let your razzle-dazzle on the field, the bar, or your best friend's nuptials.
So the Buffalo Bills, guys.
No matter how hard you football, it's easy to Sunday.
Ever wonder why Kit Kats are so delightfully crispy? There's your answer. 1, 2, 3. Tasty wafers covered in creamy milk chocolate. Isn't it nice wafers are having their moment? Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
And try Kit Kat Vanilla.
At Harbor Freight, we design and test our own tools and sell them directly to you. No middleman, just quality tools you can trust at prices you'll love. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Keep their teeth clean and breath fresh this holiday season with Greenie's Dental Treats.
Well, as if we hadn't already showed you everything here at the Greenbrier, how about our very own Matt McCall? Some skeet shooting. We've knocked it all off this week.
I think I'm going to stick to golf.
I'll tell you what, man. You're hanging in there. As someone who called some Olympic skeet shooting, it ain't easy.
Yeah, what an outfit, too, man. We got the flannel. We got everything going. We look the part, at least. That's half the battle. You got to make sure you look the part.
I love you being pumped up after nailing the clay there.
I was excited.
I'm not sure you're Vinnie Hancock quite yet, the 4-time Olympic champion in ski who won it this past summer in Paris as well. Wisconsin has its first lead since it was 2-0 here in the championship game of the Greenbrier tip-off. Tanjay has a game-high 21. He has carried them here in the second half, but Winter has 11, Blackwell has 10. The Badger balance on full display again. Both teams unbeaten coming in at 6-0. Here's Korn. And into the body of Winter, he floats that one up and in. So Pittsburgh pushes back in front. Only 3 lead changes in this game. It's Klesmit to Winter. Outside McGee. We approach the midway point of the second half. Tanjay Into the body of Diaz. Graham for 2 more. He has taken over here in the second half and has 23.
And the physicality when he puts the basketball on the ground to get himself to be able to get that ball up and in.
Lowe lobs it up and Koren puts it down with a foul. Another dime from Lowe. A little bit of banter after the whistle.
And Koren's got to be really, really careful. He's got 3 fouls. The one thing you don't want to do is pick up a silly technical foul for taunting. What a finish. And even a more impressive pass. And we're going to check here if it wasn't in the cylinder, but
it looked like it was just out. How about again the eyes from Lowe? Considering the angle we're seeing there, and here's a good look. That's a great shot by our crew. I mean, it's pretty bang bang. That might be another one where the call on the floor stands just because of how close it is.
Call on the floor.
That looks like it's outside.
So hard to overturn just when it's that close. But look, Koren here. I don't know if he was just staring at the ground, but big fella, you're having too good of a game to be sitting over there on the bench.
Well, remember, we saw Friday, 4 or 5 technical fouls called. And Lowe was one who picked one up. In college basketball, that's a personal too, to your point. So Koren's going to be very careful. They do indeed keep it. And it's 2 points. So Koren is now 7 for 8 in the game for 15, a team high for Pitt. Over the 2 games here at the Greenbrier, he is 14 for 19 from the floor. Is that any good?
That's pretty good. But you have a point guard like Jalen Lowe throwing those lobs to you, it's easy to shoot a high percentage from the field. 5 more assists for Lowe. Koren has struggled at the free throw line in his career, but he gets a soft bounce there. 61.5% coming in. So Koren now has 16. Pitt back up 2. Midway point, second half, championship game of the Greenbrier tip-off. Crowell backing in on Diaz Graham. Working over the right shoulder, missed it. Rebound Diaz Graham. Here comes Pitt on the run. Lowe always with the head up, swerves down the lane and draws a foul. How fast did Jalen Lowe get that ball up the floor?
He is quick as a hiccup.
Yes, Graham, good job altering shots. That's the one thing he's got to do on these front court players from Wisconsin, because Koren cannot pick up that 4th foul, is hold your ground. He's got great length. Hold your ground and alter shots. Make it difficult for Wisconsin's guards to finish in the lane.
What a story this young man is, Jalen Lowe, who now is in double figures with 10. His 5th time this season in double figures. Governor Jim Justice, wife Jill having a good time. Lowe misses on the second free throw. Came in as a tremendous free throw shooter, 93%. Just his 4th miss of the year. 3-point Pitt lead. Tanji into Austin for 2.
He's going to continue to do it. He's just going to continue to put his head down and drive it in the lane and put pressure on Pittsburgh, because he knows they can't be aggressive with the foul trouble.
He's got 25. Koren tipped, taken away by Blackwell. Wisconsin a chance to regain the lead. Blackwell down the lane, he's fouled. If it's Leggett, that's number 4, and it is.
These Wisconsin guards, they know that Leggett can't be aggressive. They're going to make these players from Pittsburgh have to make a decision defensively on how aggressive can they be. Because if they're not going to be aggressive, then there's going to be layups to be had out there, and Blackwell knows it, and so does Tanji.
Blackwell to the line. Dad Glenn was a terrific player for Lou Henson in Illinois, went to 4 NCAA tournaments. We talked about this Friday. His dad averaged 2.5 points as a freshman, a dozen as a senior. That's steady progress. His son has made a jump of 8 points per game to double that as a sophomore.
Well, what does he do when they line up and play in the Big Ten? Who does he root for? You got to root for your son.
There's a couple of questions on this team, right? Because Winter has a dad in Trevor who played at Minnesota. Wisconsin back in the lead. 57-56, rolling towards 9 to go in our title game. It's been a great one here at the Greenbrier, as expected. And Kamari McGee got a little too handsy in the perimeter.
Coach Capel's over there. He's in the officials' ears. Talking about his guys are getting hurt too.
3 fouls on McGee. By the way, that's 6 now on Wisconsin. So both teams, next foul, are in the bonus rest of the way. Delich back in for Pitt, out there with Corin, Austin, Lowe, and Diaz-Graham. Both teams above 50% in the second half. Lowe turns the corner, skips out Diaz-Graham. And a long rebound kicked around, taken by Delich. How good has he been off the bench? Pittsburgh back in the lead.
And Pittsburgh's needed him, especially now with Ishmael again being in foul trouble. Who can step up off this bench and make plays?
Klesmit 3, bucket. Wisconsin needed that one in a big way. Klesmit's first field goal gives Wisconsin a 2-point edge.
0 for 4 coming into that shot. He shot that one with a lot of confidence.
Lowe, right down Broadway, missed it, and a foul. Well, he just has a way to contort his body and find angles.
What makes him so good is his ability to change speeds and change direction on a dime. Go from slow to fast. That's what makes him such a good player. We're shooting the lights out here.
Literally.
Literally.
I don't know if you made that, it said that on purpose, but we just lost a little bit of lighting that. And now it's come back on. All right, there we go. So 8-10 to play. And Lowe a chance to tie this game back up at the free throw line. This is a 1-and-1. He missed one moments ago. And he's off on the front end. Tanjay saved it to Guillermo Diaz-Graham. It's a tie ball. Possession is with Pitt. That's a good job by Jeff Capel to not burn a timeout. Well, CBS Sports recognizes Native American Heritage Month, a time to embrace tribal identity and celebrate the history, customs, and legacy of the nation's original citizens. 60-58 Wisconsin in a game that Pitt led by as many as 14 in the first half and by 7 at halftime. Jalen Lowe, a 3 for the lead. And Diaz-Graham couldn't keep it in bounds. Wisconsin back in front and doing it with their 3-point shooting. 3 triples in the second half after missing their first 11. Up 2.
It's Tournament Takeover Week. Don't miss the Sunshine Slam on CBS Sports Network.
My moderate to severe plaque psoriasis held me back. Now with Skyrizi, I'm all in with clearer skin.
Things are getting clearer. Yeah, I feel free to bend my skin. Yeah, that's on me. Nothing is everything. Whoa.
With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And most people were clearer even at 5 years. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is everything.
Now's the time. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Today, with the support of the NFL, a new playbook is being written. The National Gay Flag Football League provides inclusive play for over 4,000 LGBTQ+ players and allies. Here is a home with no penalty for being you.
7:57 to go, second half, championship game of the Greenbrier tip-off. 19th ranked Wisconsin, once trailed by as many as 14, and they lead Pitt by 2 in a battle of unbeatens. This one has lived up to the billing.
And has it ever, in a game that we thought was going to be an offensive clinic from both these teams. They both really put their emphasis on the defensive end of the floor. And it's been a physical basketball game as well.
3 ties, 8 lead changes, 7 of which have come in the second half.
If you're Coach Jeff Capel, as long as this thing stays where it is, a 1-possession game, a tie ball game, if you can get to around the 5-minute mark with Ishmael again, with those 4 fouls over there, I think he'll take that. With tempo press coming out of the timeout.
Pitt seeking its first 7-0 start since the 2013-2014 season. Wisconsin seeking its first 7-0 start since 2015, a year they went to the national title game. It's Crowell outside Klesmit. Inside Janicki and stolen away by Austin.
This is a way to protect Pittsburgh's foul trouble, is jumping in that 2-3 zone. Tempo press the 2-3 zone. Good change of pace as Jalen Lowe going to his right, gets the ball back in his left hand for a tough finish.
The outstanding sophomore has a dozen. We are tied at 60, our 4th tie. Klesmit thought about it. Into his zone for Pitt. Klesmit catch and shoot. Offensive rebound, Tanjay stripped away by Diaz-Graham and then grabbed it back on the baseline. Sidesteps inside and a foul called. And Pitt can't believe it.
How about this move? Jalen Lowe coming off the pick and roll, snakes it for a split second back to his left hand, jumps in the air. The fadeaway floater. What a player.
He's become more of a scorer over the last few games for Pitt. Had a couple of 20-point outings to begin the year. Then more of a facilitator, had the triple-double against VMI Monday. So Tanjay to the line. This is a 1-on-1. And they got the front ends.
That's the biggest thing. When you jump in that 2-3 zone, you're not matched up man-to-man, so your block-out responsibilities change. Tend to give up some offensive rebounds. So if Pittsburgh's going to play zone, as Mr. Leggett is coming back in this game, maybe a little offense-defense here on stoppage of plays to try and help protect him against getting that 5th foul.
How about Tanjay? 10 for 10 at the free throw line today. 27 points, 3rd time this year of 20+. And he has only missed 3 free throws of his 63 all year.
If they are talking about him as one of the best transfers in the country, then they better start.
Been remarkable. Leggett on the baseline, foul on Klesmit. So both teams have been in full-on attack mode of late.
Let's see what happens here if Coach Capel leaves him in the game. He's got an opportunity to take him out on defense, but just have to be smart. Can't pick up that 5th foul. His team needs him out there on the floor.
Pitt took 1 free throw in the first half. These will be 8 and 9 in the second half for them. Leggett sitting on 10 points. And he is now 3 of 3 from the stripe. Came in 72%. Last year's ACC 6th man of the year. Stepped into a much bigger role this year and among the ACC's leading scorers. He's got a dozen. What do you know? We're tied again. Back and forth we go at the Greenbrier tip-off title game. Who wants it more? Pair of 6-0 squads dueling it out. Klesmit against the zone look of Pitt. It's Crowell posting on Corin. Double comes. Klesmit run off the arc. McGee, 3. You bet!
This guy, Kamari McGee, does a little bit of everything for his team. Pittsburgh just loses sight of him in the zone. He sneaks back into the corner and finds an opening to be able to knock that one down.
Low to respond, can't do it. Rebound tipped out. It will go back to Wisconsin with 5:54 to go. Kamari McGee is shooting better than 50% from 3 this year.
No question about it. He just kind of sneaks behind the back of the zone and finds himself wide open in the corner. What a terrific player. Luxury for Coach Gard bringing this guy off the bench.
He was an all-Horizon League performer at Green Bay his freshman year. Comes to Wisconsin, has to patiently wait his turn. In his 3rd year with the Badgers, he has broken out. Tanjay inside the scoop again. He's got 29 with 17 in the second half.
He knows Corin can't be nearly as aggressive protecting that rim, so he's going to continue to drive the basketball.
21 in the second half for Tanjay. 5-point lead for Wisconsin, its largest. The lights just went out momentarily. Leggett doesn't care. He finishes with the left anyway. Pitt's back within 3. They'll check on the lighting. With 5:15 left, this is going down to the wire.
Tanjay on the drive with the scoop shot finish. And then Ishmael Leggett getting back to his left hand. I'll tell you what, Jack, the finishing in this game by these guards has been about as good as I've seen all season.
Wisconsin at 64% from the floor in the second half. Klesmit, open look for 3. And Crowell volleyballs it out to Tanjay. Down the lane he goes, 2 more. Give him 31, his second game of 30+ this year. Lead back to 5 for the Badgers.
Who comes up with the loose ball and makes a play? Tanjay, have yourself an evening, son.
Have yourself a second half. He's got 23 of his 31. Low kicks. Diaz-Graham hops over the backboard, and it's going back to the Badgers.
Long shots sometimes equal long rebounds. Tanjay in the right place at the right time, and again, Corin just can't be aggressive protecting the paint with those 4 fouls.
4:33 left. Our O'Reilly Auto Parts keys to the game.
Trust your teammates and move the ball. Pace, stops, rebound, and run. Exactly what Wisconsin's trying to do.
Their lead is 5. Tanjay dropping it off for Crowell. Couldn't finish, got it back. It's a goaltend on Corin. Wisconsin's made 6 of its last 8 shots, and they have their largest lead of the night at 7.
What a pass by Tanjay in there. Normally it's Crowell dishing it off to his teammates, not on that one.
Jalen Lowe to the bucket, baked it in with a foul. And a chance for 1 more on the house. What a finish.
Jalen Lowe, right when his team needs it, snakes the pick and roll, goes down the lane, gets it up high on the glass. I mean, these finishes from these guards in this basketball game, Mr. Kyrie Irving would be impressed.
You'd be hard-pressed to find better shot making in the early going of the college basketball season. Lowe's got that free throw. He's got 15 points, 1 of 3 Pitt Panthers in double figures. Question now is, can they get a stop? Wisconsin still above 61% in the second half. Tanjay's been a big part of it. And he stepped out of bounds before the monster dunk.
I love the call by Jeff Capel, being aggressive in ball screen scrubbers, trapping Tanjay on the side. We got a ball game here. 71-67, it's coming down to the wire.
Ever wonder why Kit Kats are so delightfully crispy? There's your answer. 1, 2, 3. Tasty wafers covered in creamy milk chocolate. Isn't it nice wafers are having their moment? Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
For a jolly break, try Kit Kat Santas.
Refresh your senses with a wave of tropical lime flavor. Mountain Dew Baja Blast. In stores now.
Guys, got hair loss? I know what you're thinking. Should I shave my head? Comb it over? Wear a hat? Just stop. This isn't 1970. Keep your hair and your confidence because Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration experts, can give you your real hair back permanently. Check them out because they're giving away an absolutely free information kit and a free gift card to everyone who scans this QR code. Dude, you don't have to look like your dad because this isn't your dad's hair loss treatment. People all over the country trust Bosley because they're ahead of the curve. They use the latest technology to give you your real hair back. And the best part, Bosley's permanent solution is protected by the Bosley Guarantee. Let them show you for free how awesome your hair could look with an absolutely free information kit and a gift card for $250 off. Scan the QR code. Don't wait. Scan the code now and ask about the Bosley Guarantee.
DealDash.com. Online auctions since 2009. This PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. This iPad Pro sold for less than $34. And this Nintendo Switch sold for less than $20. Go to DealDash.com and see how much you can save.
This is the one. She fixes, she manages, she perfects. Because maintaining this space transports her to this space. The industrial grade product you need. Call, click, or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Big shocker on our Old Trapper player of the game. How about John Tonje? 31 points, 23 in the second half.
Carter, we still got 3 minutes and 51 seconds in this basketball game left. This guy may be able to get back to that 40-point game. Just his aggressiveness, putting the basketball down on the floor, getting himself in the lane, playing off 2 feet, and being able to absorb contact and finish at the rim. We said it earlier, this guy needs to be talked about as one of the best transfers in the entire country.
Hard to think of anyone who has been more impactful out of the gates than him. 31 points. Again, he had 41 against Arizona, 2 shy of Frank Kaminsky's single-game program record. Pitt down 4, approaching 3:40 to go. Here's Koren, backs in on Crowell. Double comes from Blackwell. Delilich on the baseline, outside Austin for 3.
About the baseline drift pass by Delilich to find Austin there in the corner. This young guy's getting some valuable experience in this game.
8 for Austin with 2 triples. 1-point game again here at the Greenbrier. Blackwell off the double. Tonje out top. Blackwell tries a 3. Long rebound, Kamari McGee. Who else? And a fresh 20 for Wisconsin. Tonje. They hedge out top. Ball deflected by Austin. Crowell kicks. Extra pass. McGee. Yes, sir. Another one down for the Badgers. 10 for McGee. They've made 5 threes. All of their threes in the second half.
And if you're Pittsburgh, if you're going to trap Tonje in ball screens, your rotations coming out of there have got to be much faster. Great ball movement by Wisconsin to find McGee.
Under 2.5 to play. Delilich stuck. Low. Drifting in the lane. Tries to find room on Blackwell. Had him in a tight corner. It's a 3 for Leggett. It's an air ball. And Wisconsin with a 4-point lead in the ball as we tick down towards 2 to go.
They're not in a hurry. Going to come down and execute their offense. This is a very, very important defensive possession for Pittsburgh.
John Blackwell at the controls. Inside 2 minutes. Shot clock down to 6. Blackwell fades, fires, missed it. Rebound tipped out of bounds. And that's going to stay with Wisconsin. And that is a killer for Pitt.
Like this right here on the baseline drift pass. Austin taking full advantage of that one. And then McGee with the response off the extra pass in the corner.
Inside 1:45 in regulation. 4-point Wisconsin lead. John Tonje, game high 31. Here he is against Austin. Shot clock at 3. Tonje again! 25 of his 33 in the second half. The lead a half dozen for Wisconsin.
And it's off the bounce, driving the basketball to the rim. What a finish by Tonje.
Leggett, and he's fouled. Got McGee up in the air to draw it. Couple free throws coming with 1:17 to go.
He has been
Old Trapper Beefs, camping catastrophes.
So the kids want to go camping again.
Well, yeah, let's go camping.
Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Great days start with great underwear. So if you're looking for something special, give Tommy John and gift a better day. Everything we make is meticulously crafted from breathable stretch fabric for the perfect fit, including our sleepwear for him and her. It feels good to give, but it feels great to give Tommy John. Find something for everyone and pick up something for yourself. Because at Tommy John, greatness is in our very fabric. Go to TommyJohn.com now for up to 40% off site-wide.
You're their favorite aunt.
So we decided if anything happened to us...
We want you to take the kids. Oh, you guys.
Doesn't count. This is giving me the fuzzies. But what you need is a will. Trust and Will makes it easy. For as low as $199, you can quickly create a state-specific, legally valid document that actually counts. What's cooking?
Twins.
Twins. Start your will at trustandwill.com and make it.
I'm tired of overpaying for a close shave.
Harry's, I don't have to. Harry's offers 5-blade closeness and comfort.
And refills cost as low as $2 each. Half of what I paid before. Go to harrys.com/TV to claim your $5 trial.
Why is just a starting line, for the true self blooms only when we find our purpose. What makes us tick? Below the surface. Why is the before-work hustle an after-school home, a section of my block, a corner to call my own? With my why, I stand strong, seen and supported all along. It's a million faces in a mirror, and everyone belongs. Join today. Find your why for a better us.
What's your thought? Well, I think, too, when you look at this Wisconsin team, if there's somebody on their team that struggles shooting the ball from the free throw line, you would foul them. It's not the problem for Pittsburgh is everybody's shooting literally over 75% on the team, especially all 5 starters. So I like the aggressiveness, trying to get a trap, see if you can't force them into a turnover. And, you know, you just got to hope they miss some free throws here down the stretch.
By the way, that one's on you, partner, not me. I didn't bring up a single stat this time.
41 seconds left. There's a lot of possessions left in this game.
Klesmit is in a tough day. He converts there. He's 2 of 4 at the line. Came in 19 for 19. 6-point game, 38 seconds. Low kicks. Delowitz run off the three-point arc. He'll knife inside and lay it in. 4-point game, 32.6.
That's a good possession for Pittsburgh. There's not a lot of time elapsed off the clock. Get to set your press defense again here. Be aggressive.
And Wisconsin, I believe, they got it looks like they got a timeout. They also had signaled for a possible foul. Austin is down in pain. They did call the timeout prior, and Austin looks like he got hit in the chops. Now, could they possibly go and review this?
I think that's exactly what they're looking at over there. Coach Capel told them the referees were walking past them to take a peek at that. Good trap here.
Watch the right arm.
Force. He definitely clips him.
And part of this, too, is
contact there.
I was going to say there's always the distinction of it being a basketball play and a non-basketball play. Klesmit's trying to rip the ball through there, but at the end of the day, you can't get an elbow to a guy's face either.
This is a big call, because if this basketball goes back to Wisconsin on a 2-possession game with 30 seconds left, you got Jalen Lowe and Ishmael Leggett. You're never out of the game.
I will say, when you see that contact and the way this game has been played, we've seen rough and tumble. We've seen harder stuff than that not been called in this game today with the way these two have battled it out. It has been a fun one. Pitt led by as many as 14 early. Led by 7 at the half. Wisconsin's largest lead has been 7. 8 lead changes and 5 ties. Nearly all of that in the second half.
I think that this is Wisconsin basketball.
And again, you're watching the left elbow there at Klesmit to the face of Austin, but they're... Apologies for the technical difficulties. Back on CBS Sports Network for the conclusion of the rest of our Greenbrier tip-off title game. 79-75, 19th ranked Wisconsin on top of Pitt. Battle the unbeatens, both 6-0. 30.9 Wisconsin inbounding. Both teams are in the double bonus. So we'll see if Pitt has time to maybe pull off a trap and force a turnover. Possession arrow is with Wisconsin. That's important to note. Tanjay looking. Inbound to Klesmit, and he's hacked by Lowe with 30.1.
There's a lot going on that inbound's body's hitting the floor.
So Jalen Lowe picks up his third. Wisconsin tonight, 16 of 20 at the free throw line, 80%. So their nation-leading clip of 87.2% is going to dip a little bit, but they've been very good in the second half.
Wisconsin, too, still have 2 timeouts left, which is big, because you're going to see Pittsburgh here play extremely fast. If they get a quick basket, they only have 1 timeout. Coach Capel may take the last one so he can set his press defense. Wisconsin, with those 2 timeouts, they're struggling to get the ball in bounds. They'll be able to use them.
Klesmit, 5th-year senior, hometown kid from Neenah, Wisconsin. 2 clutch ones there. 30.1, leads a half dozen. Jalen Lowe finds Leggett curling. Tries to step back and lean in for a 3 that's off the mark. Rebound Blackwell. Batted away by Austin. Tanjay's got it. Pitt looks like they're not going to foul. And the Badgers are going to dribble it out. Wisconsin from 14 down takes the crown here at the Greenbrier tip-off. The Badgers stay unbeaten. 81-75 over Pitt. They are the Greenbrier tip-off champions.
Partner, we had some fun in these 2 games today. Talk about the resilience of this Wisconsin team being down 14, fighting their way back to come up with a big-time win. A Greenbrier tip-off championship to the Badgers.
It's a 7-0 start for Wisconsin. First since the 2014-2015 season, when they went all the way to the national title game, part of that run of back-to-back Final Fours. Bucky out in full force. John Blackwell did his thing again with 14. Tanjay was sensational, leading the way with 33. That's as good as a performance in the second half as you'll see with his 25 points. And Wisconsin has another in-season tournament crown. They claimed the Fort Myers tip-off title last year. They've got the Greenbrier tip-off title this year. More to come from the Greenbrier. Wisconsin gets it done at the Greenbrier. Back after this.
Old Trapper Beefs, camping catastrophes.
So the kids want to go camping again.
Well, yeah, let's go camping.
Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Great days start with great underwear. So if you're looking for something special, give Tommy John and gift a better day. Everything we make is meticulously crafted from breathable stretch fabric for the perfect fit, including our sleepwear for him and her. It feels good to give, but it feels great to give Tommy John. Find something for everyone and pick up something for yourself, because at Tommy John, greatness is in our very fabric. Go to TommyJohn.com now for up to 40% off site-wide.
You just got text now. Phone service with talk, text, and data for essential apps, all for free.